Who you are never really changes. And it was clear who Ron Jarden would be. The Jardens, from Lower Hutt, were an average family who refused to be average. His mum was one of the best croquet players in the world, and his dad drove the fastest horse of the day. So no one was surprised when Ron set track records at school that stood for 50 years. Or when he bulked up at the lumberyard and earned a spot on the wing for Wellington. Or when he earned the famous black jersey, but after scoring 145 first-class tries, he retired at 26, never to play rugby again. Nothing average about that. He gave himself a year to learn stockbroking and started his own firm in the fitting room of a Wellington menswear store. And you know what? Jarden became New Zealand's leading investment and advisory firm. They help fund airports, power stations, iconic buildings, advising companies, governments, and iwi, enabling homegrown brands to reach a global market. And now they help over 50,000 of us to navigate the highs and lows to reach our financial goals. Jarden helped Corrine and Mark invest and retire in Wanaka. And one day, they'll help the grandkids retire in Wanaka too. Because whether the future's about what matters most to you, or the next big thing, we're focused to deliver great outcomes for our clients. Whether they're the next Ron Jarden or anybody else who refuses to be average.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome along to the Jarden's Mixed Pairs quarterfinals from the Remuera Bowling Club at Remuera. The weather didn't play its part for the weekend, so we've had to come inside, which is great. Joining me in commentary, I'm Simon Poppleton, by the way. Joining me in commentary is Brendan Walton. Morning, Brendan.
Yeah, morning, Simon. It's great to have these facilities here in Auckland, obviously. The weather's not played ball with us, as Auckland is pretty well known for, of course, so really valuable to have clubs here like Remuera that we can come to, and great for the players. We can get these tournaments finished.
And we've got a really good quarterfinal up for you upcoming, folks. Some very good experienced players about to come on and start the game. I think we're only a couple of minutes away from starting off at the game.
Yeah, so we've got Mike Galloway and Lisa Prideaux playing as a composite side from Royal Oak and Auckland Bowling Clubs respectively, and they'll be facing off against Mike Bradshaw and Janine Young, also a composite side from Bridge Park and Royal Oak respectively. So the players are just sort of finalising now. They're just finishing off their break, and we'll get them started on the siren just moments away.
So for today, Brendan, they're playing 14 ends of 2-4-2 bowls. For the people who don't know how that works, I think most of the people that are watching would be bowlers anyway, but so the first player plays 2 bowls each, and then they swap over, and the next person in the combination plays the next 4 bowls each, then they swap over again and they play the last 2 bowls, and they swap over alternate every end. So quite a bit of walking involved, so you've got to be a fit young person, don't you?
Yeah, it's certainly not one for us that enjoy a few pints and a beer, a few pints and a pie. You've got to be pretty fit, because you do walk up and down quite a lot. And it seems like the players are getting ready now, so I've got the magical button of noise behind me, and we'll get them started. Why is it there?
Sorry, folks, we will eventually get the noise up. There we go.
I don't know what's going on with that. It's
no, we'll finish this.
That's all right. We'll just ignore that one. Technical difficulties with the siren. But we'll get the players underway.
So we have the team of a composite team of Mike Galloway and Lisa Bordeaux there in the green shirts, and Mike Bradshaw and Janine in the, I think they're, because they're composite, they've got a Bridge Park shirt on, which neither of them play for Bridge Park, I don't think. But,
no, they do. They do play. They're both. I think they're both social or associate members.
Right.
It's certainly not their primary clubs, but
right, okay.
they both have some sort of tie to Bridge Park.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So looks like Mike Bradshaw and Lisa Bordeaux will be starting off with their first 2 bowls, which means that Janine Young and Mike Galloway will be up the other end. So they both had convincing games in the last 16 this morning. Mike Galloway and Lisa Bordeaux, they had a convincing win, as did Mike Bradshaw and Janine Young.
Yeah, I had a chance to watch a few games there, and Lisa and Mike, obviously, for those of you who are familiar with these two, you'll know absolutely consistent on the draw. So they had some really tight heads in their game, and they had a couple of very big ends.
So Lisa Bordeaux starting off on the forehand. Now, what the players will notice from yesterday to today, because they majority played at Howick, which is a very fast green, that they've had to adjust this morning to slightly heavier greens, so they've had to make sure they're reaching the head with their bowls, and probably not quite as a bigger, wider green as they would have on the natural grass green at Howick, which is in magnificent shape this season. I played there a couple of weeks ago, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, and it was a bit windy at Howick yesterday as well. So, of course, when you tie in the windy conditions with the very slick greens, it does make for some interesting playing conditions. Certainly adds a new challenge to the game. So those factors get removed. But as you say, that slight difference in weight will be the main thing. But they've had a game now, so they should be pretty well dialed in at this point.
Absolutely. It's a good start from Lisa. It's not looking too bad either. Oh, very good start. Michael's happy with that.
Yeah, definitely a sign of things to come, and you can expect that kind of thing from Lisa pretty much throughout the game. She's a pretty consistent draw bowler.
Mike Galloway there. There's Mike Bradshaw, a wily campaigner. Mike Bradshaw, been around for a long time.
Yeah, great opportunity for me, actually. I've actually drawn Mike Bradshaw in the Nationals in Christchurch next week, so good opportunity to see how he plays.
There we go. He generally is not short, and he's a bit unlucky there with his second bowl, but I mean, it's good second shot anyway for something to work with for Janine.
Yeah, just pushed it through. So the first of the walking coming up as we get the replay here of the little trail of the jack. As you say, just unfortunate to push it that little bit too far.
Interesting to have they're using the white jacks. Are these the white heavy jacks, Brendan?
Yeah. So they're definitely the heavy jacks. So the 16-ounce jacks. So for those of you not familiar, outdoor tend to play with a 12-ounce jack. Don't ask me what that is in grams. I can't convert that for you. But on the artificial surfaces, and particularly the indoor surfaces, the game is played with a 16-ounce jack. So Remy Wera here, of course, primarily playing on their 2 carpets, the indoor and outdoor. They all have the 16-ounce jacks. Bit of a loose start there from Galloway, but finds the back of the ditch. Certainly a good positional bowl there.
Janine Young here, from who has been playing for about 11 years, she told me. So she's really at the stage where things should be clicking into place. She has played at both Carlton Cornwall and Royal Oak. And as you say, Bridge Park is probably another social club that she plays in.
Yeah, not uncommon in Auckland to belong to a couple of clubs, and I know it sort of can be a controversial topic at times, but for the most part I think it's good to have those multiple clubs, because it's different connections, different friendships, and every club in Auckland offers something just a little bit different. So it's not uncommon to see players sort of, move around Auckland. And of course, we're quite, despite being one big city, we are quite spread out. So
absolutely,
you have a boot in a few different camps. Better bowl there from Mike, starting to find his range on this rink.
Janine using XGs, Dreamline XGs, which he's had for quite a while. Quite a popular choice of bowl for a number of people. I think Mike Bradshaw is playing with XGs as well.
Yeah, he's also got the histories. I believe Lisa's bowls, I'm going to assume Lisa's bowls are the Drake's Pride LS 125s.
They are. Her partner, obviously, Leif Selby, and their LS 125s is, of course, Leif Selby's Australian cap number.
And I'm pretty sure, and I might be wrong, but I think Mike Galloway plays with blue lines.
No, Mike Galloway's got Green Master Premiers.
Oh, Green Master Premiers?
Yep.
Close enough.
So still 1-2 to the Galloway Prideaux side. Sheen back on the back end still.
Just running through again. One thing you will see on this Remuera Green in particular, especially once the players dial into this rink, it actually really promotes tight heads. It's very easy to play good draw bowls on this surface, and we, as I say, we saw it quite a lot in the first game. Some very tight competitive heads, and it's kind of hard to explain because it's a very it's not a huge draw, but it's a very predictable draw. So if you can get that weight right, it really promotes good tight bowling.
Well, it's actually nice starter for Janine and Mike. They've got a second bowl handy, which is going to be hard to remove, so chances of dropping a number here are sort of minimal. Looks a little tighter this time, Janine. Just going to duck away, maybe get a little bit of a slide. No, weight was good, just a bit of the grass. So now they've played their 4 bowls each. So now that Lisa and Mike will swap over, and they'll play the last 2 bowls for the end each.
Yeah, that's the great thing about this 2-4-2 format. Particularly what I enjoy about it as well is you get to play your lead bowls as well as your skip bowls. It's great for, I think, junior players and new people playing the game competitively to really understand the roles of the team. Whilst you're playing peers, you've sort of got to treat it like a fours game in that you've got 8 bowls per side as you do in a fours team. And as an individual, you sort of get to play all 4 roles in a fours team within one end or within 2 ends. So it's a great learning tool, this format.
Yeah, unlike conventional pairs where the lead just leads and plays their first 3 bowls and that's it.
Yeah.
They've got to be multifaceted.
Yeah, and there are some other variations on the on pairs as well. You get the 2-2-2 format, which is even more walking. We'll see that coming up in a few weeks down at Burnside. It tends to be played more in Australia. You don't really see it all that often in New Zealand. But again, that's still a very traditional. You have your lead, you have your skip.
Yeah.
So that's where this 2-4-2 format really does shine through.
That noise you can hear in the background, by the way, it is pouring down here in Remuera. Absolutely biffing it down.
Yeah, no, it's certainly just come out of nowhere. It's been overcast all morning. We've been quite lucky up until now, but the roof's certainly paying off right now.
So just to give you an idea of what happened this morning in the last 16 games, in a very tight game, very, very tight game, which came down to the last end, Fleur Grenfell and Sitabini Tikiasuba beat Liam Paulson and Bart Robertson 17-16. Ooh, that's
changed it.
That has changed it. That was Lisa coming down there, and that's not what she was after. She's actually promoted the bowl of Mike Bradshaw's first shot. So now she's going to tidy in there. Wendy Jensen and Lee Warburton convincingly beat Danny Delaney and Lavinia Rooker. And Mike Bradshaw and Janine Young beat Chad and Millie Nathan 19-7. Mike Galloway and Lisa Prideaux beat Matt Berry and Leah Morgan 20-6. Nothing there from Mike. Janine Brown and Billy Fulton beat Tessa Farley and Colin Williams 13-7. Phil Chisholm and Colleen Rice from Mairangi Bay beat Andy Ellis and Lauren Mills 14-8. Caroline Dubois and Colin Haysham beat Hannah Dawson and Eddie Jones 12-8. And Clara Bowman and Brett Christie beat Rebecca Brosnan and Sean Hurd 17-8. So that's your last 16 winners this morning and winners and losers this morning.
Yeah, and a great effort from that Howick side too. I must just give them a bit of a shout out. Hannah Dawson there, I think third-year player, I want to say. Certainly very young, under 18 player.
Yes, definitely.
Young up-and-comer, really starting to shine through this season. Made the Auckland under-5 side, and her game's just coming up in leaps and bounds. Sorry. Playing with Eddie Jones, who's not long out of the 1-5 scene. I think he's 6, might be starting the 7th year this year.
Right.
Really coming into their own. So those are certainly up-and-comers in the Auckland scene. Players to watch, as is Rebecca Brosnan as well, who's just coming out of the 1-5 scene as well. So good to see a few juniors in the mix.
Absolutely.
In this open event and doing well.
So in the remaining quarterfinals, apart from the one we're seeing, we have Clara Bowman and Brett Christie from Carlton Cornwall. They are playing Caroline Dubois and Colin Haysham from Newland. Phil Chisholm and Colleen Rice from Myring Bay are playing Janine Brown and Billy Fulton. And Weenie Jensen and Lee Warburton are playing Fleur Grenville and Sidavini Tokiyasuba. So we'll keep you posted on those games as we go along. Obviously we're concentrating on the main match here, but we will give you some updates as we go along.
Yeah, two pretty good lead bowls there from Janine and Mike.
So it was one shot in the first end to the Young and Bradshaw team over the Galloway and Prideaux team. And it's funny, isn't it, Brendan, how that end, pretty much the entire end, looked to be in control of the Galloway and Prideaux side, and ended up dropping one.
Yeah, just that unfortunate bowl from Lisa, really, which can happen.
Exactly.
In a game like this, it's the first end, you kind of put that behind you, you move on.
Exactly. One's no damage, is it?
No, of course not. It'd be worse if you're sort of selling out for 4 or 5.
Yeah.
One's not that big of a deal. So probably a bit of a loose second bowl there after the 2 firsts. But Mike's given himself good position behind the head. Probably just about encourage Lisa to play the other hand now, I would think.
Nice crowd in the background watching this morning's. Is it this morning still, Brent?
Yeah, I think it's just still this morning, yeah. And you'll notice a few of the other teams there that we posted as first round losers there. So there's a bit of a second chance consolation tournament, or consolation flight, I suppose you could say. So players had the option to, from the top 16, if they'd lost their first run this morning, they had the chance to opt in. And they're playing for a little minor prize pool there. So 4 teams put their name in that hat.
Good shot here.
So you've got the Nathans playing, I think it's Matt Berry and his partner from Blockhouse Bay. And then Colin and Tessa Williams are playing Bart Robinson and Leanne Paulson. That could be the wrong way around, but those are the 4 teams anyway that have put their name in the hat to play.
So Mike Bradshaw again is with one of his first 2 bowls has drawn a toucher again. So he's found the rink okay. Not bad from Lisa here either. Lovely weight.
Yeah, very nice reaching weight there.
Quite what he wanted.
Yeah, interesting one there from Mike. Sort of short enough it's not going to be in the way.
Good chance.
It's interesting watching this head develop now, because it sort of seems that most of the positions sort of in favour of Lisa and Mike there out to the left. The position's building up. Mike Bradshaw, sorry, probably wants to be looking to cover that, putting wide bowls out there on the forehand side. Probably not the best position for him right now. Just looking to make that correction on a line.
Bit more interest from Mike Galloway. Fair effort.
Yeah, great effort.
again, it's a bit of a tricky spot for Galloway and Bordeaux to sneak out unless they're just dead drawing. Well, looks like that bowl of Mike Galloway's brought probably about a foot in front. Probably makes it a bit more tricky to attack the head. Here's Mike Bradshaw's weight this time. And he's quite there again, is he? Might be a bit of a nuisance bowl there.
Yeah, could also probably, I think that might actually encourage him to play a little bit more weight at it now, trying to find that hole under that bowl.
Changing Lisa's hand to the back end.
Yeah, interesting decision. Just trying to improve position, obviously, but maybe Mike sees a bit of a shot for himself and just wants to put a bit more safety in.
Well, I suppose you don't want at this stage knock in another shot for the opposition team. The big boss of Bowls Auckland, Dean Bartlett's just dropped me off a hot chocolate. Thank you, Dean. Very nice of you. He just beat the rain by the sounds of it.
Just beat the rain by the sounds of it. Listen to it.
It's hosing down out there. Mike's rocking his ears from the rain.
That sums it up pretty well there. That's very strong coffee. It's certainly become quite torrential out here. So we do have a few bowlers that didn't make the top 16 out at Howick. They're playing outside on the carpets, but I'm guessing at this stage they may have found their way indoors if this weather's found its way out to Howick. Oh, that's a great shot by Janine. Very risky with that weight, but she's got away with it.
Well, she's apart from narrow, she was okay, wasn't she? Because Mike Bradshaw's bowled a knock up, but probably a bit more speedy than she was anticipating.
Interesting, the intent there. I wonder what the intent was.
I don't think the intent was that. I wouldn't think so.
You see Mike now still trying to play that backhand shot that he was sort of putting Lisa onto. I think just trying to find that dead draw. Oh, he's had a little slide.
Another little slide. Just narrow. Weight was pretty good. Weight would have been perfect, probably. So Janine doesn't want to be charging too much because you can see to the left, as we saw on the left, was one of Lisa Bordeaux's bowls if she did have to jar onto the jack.
And it's a bit of an interesting head forming here because Lisa's got that bowl that you can just sort of see on the edge of screen now by Mike Bradshaw's foot, but I don't think the back position is now entirely in their favour. And to play big weight, you've really got to get that bowl clean because contact on the jack is going to kill it. So,
well, you can see there's a port at the front there. So, I mean, there is a port there from Mike. I think he's on the.
He's on the backhand still.
To tell with Mike.
And Mike, perhaps not the most aggressive player out there,
no.
But he certainly has got it in his arsenal should he choose to use it.
Well, it would look to be too wide, perhaps.
Yeah, just trying to play that dead draw weight. Tricky.
So it looks to be just the one again, I would say, to the Janine Young and the Mike Bradshaw team. So after 2 of 14 ends, it's 2-0.
Yeah, and I think settling in nicely too, because I suppose, on paper, Lisa and Mike are probably the favourites going into this tournament. They've certainly got the prestige and the accolades behind their names. I know Janine Young was a bit nervous. She mentioned to me ahead of the broadcast she was a bit nervous about being on telly. I don't know if she's been on a broadcast rink before, but certainly the Royal Oak members are well adverse to it, given that Royal Oak has become a bit of a premier venue for broadcasted bowls lately with the Twilight Bowls League and other various National Champ of Champ events since the roof's gone over there.
I think when I mentioned to Lisa, I mentioned to Janine before and that she was on the TV, her words were, "Oh God, no."
It's an interesting sort of thing, the TV rink for the players. I mean, I've had I suppose you'd call it fortune of being on television a couple of times, yet to win a game on TV. But you sort of, once you get into your game, you sort of focus on the game as if you would any other game, and the cameras just, you don't even notice they're there.
That's right. So Mike Bradshaw was a bit of a tinkerer with his bowls. He often he's not as bad as Brian Wilson from Rounds Bay, but he has been known to change his bowls around quite a bit.
I want to say he's probably only had this set of bowls about 3 weeks.
These ones,
maybe 4.
I know he's he has had quite a few set of bowls, but not to the league of our mate Brian Wilson, or Car Park as he's affectionately known.
Yeah. No, I remember. I can't remember what it must have been. Yeah, maybe a bit longer. Maybe about 5 or 6 weeks ago. I saw him out in the green, and I says, "Oh, you got a new set of bowls, Mike?" He says, "Oh, swapping them around. I think his partner got. I think he bought a new set, and his partner's now got his old set, or something like that. Anyway."
I think Aggie might have stolen the first bet. So he ended up with the Yeti another set, or Davey might have as well.
Yeah.
Davey Motu.
Davey Motu, yeah.
Yes. So if you ever want a bit of entertainment, go onto Brian Wilson's Facebook page and look at his wall of fame with his bowls, his bowl sets. I think they are it's some 60 sets of bowls.
Oh yeah,
which all have the same emblem, but they're different.
Yes, yeah.
Different colours, different sizes. It's just amazing. But lovely guy, but he's just as bad as Peter Wright with his darts. He'll just change for change's sake, and then go back to the old ones.
It's great when he's having a bad day on the green. I've certainly come up against him a few times when he's having a good day, and that's never an enjoyable experience.
No, he goes pretty good. He goes pretty good, Carper.
Yeah.
Right, so they're settling into the game quite nicely now. The ends are pretty good. Right, just sneaking through there. So probably one shot to Lisa Bordeaux's white bowl there, I would think.
Yeah, looking like it. That's a bit of a loose one from Galloway, actually, just to run through the head like that. And
Brendan, that's the beauty of this game, isn't it? The fact that anybody can beat anybody on any given day.
Oh, that's what makes bowls so brilliant, right? Yeah. It's one of those things that it's whilst it's physical, it's very mental as well. And sometimes I think as players we kind of get a bit nervous when we see certain names on paper. But you just settle in and play your game. And I think, from watching a lot of other broadcasts in New Zealand, I think John Macbeth sums it up really well. It's like it's okay for your opposition to play well. So the challenge is for you then to go and play better than your opposition, right? So, and you've got the ability. Everyone's had a good day, and you just need to make sure that you play the best you can on that day, and you have a chance, right? Exactly. And saying that, whilst Janine was saying she's nervous, she's certainly no slouch. So
no.
It's a very competitive match we're going to have in our hands here as these guys start to get down to the nitty-gritty ends of the game.
A bit high, wide and handsome that one, Janine, but never any harm in the back. So possibly 2 now, maybe to the Galloway Prideaux. Mike's a big proponent of using the mat where he bowls his bowl out. So you see him move across both sides of the mat to get different turning points for his bowl. Now he's onto it.
Yeah, that's a bit of speed.
Still some good handy bowls. Those under Mike Bradshaw's are nice and handy still. So Janine on the forehand, just trying to sit herself in there somewhere. Rest the bowl of Lisa's, or Jack's not that good, but Jack's okay. She's got a good track. Maybe she's not quite there.
She's pulled up. She's dropped this one.
Not quite there. But plenty of room still for the both Mikes to come.
Yeah, it's a nicely developed head actually. Whilst it's only one shot and it's a bit of a mismatch around the head, there's plenty of opportunities for both sides to try and make something of this if they can get in there.
This looks tight.
Yeah, just needs to miss that orange one because he's got a bit of speed. Ooh. And there you see that little slide from the carpet before it hooks into the roll. I think he might have just given that away. Certainly from this angle it looks as though it's the orange.
Well, there's no danger for Mike Bradshaw on the forehand now because if he hasn't got shot, he just sits the orange up or just draws to the blue. Wily old campaigner. Plays a lot with the redoubtable Neville Hill, or Bones, as he officially known.
Yes.
Played for a long time with them.
The Motus and the Hills, and they're all sort of intertwined there between the various southeastern clubs in Auckland.
Oh, speaking of such, I believe it's Ryan Hill's birthday today. The young
is
man.
It? There we go.
Jamie Hill's son, obviously Neville Hill's grandson. So happy birthday, young man. I don't think he's quite 25, which it says in his Facebook profile, but
No, he's probably still a few years off.
I think he is off that.
Off
Yes.
going to the pub.
Yes. Very promising young player, though. Puts a lot of effort into his practicing. He's down Newland Bowling Club quite a bit. Doing his Leif Selby practicing, actually,
Yeah.
from the Leif Selby playbook. At least it's a bit wide. He just want to knock that one in.
Oh,
Ooh,
she's
that's a
got
nice
the perfect
slide.
edge there.
Perfect.
Oh, I don't think that touched. Mike went for the pocket there for a second and then hesitated.
So Mike would just be a bit more, well, probably a little bit more forceful, maybe. Just trying to sit the bowl out. Can't.
Well, he's got the option of pushing Janine through. That's a pretty good result, to be fair, giving himself second. Allows him to sort of be a little bit more positive again.
Lisa's, I think I heard Lisa just say take it, so yep.
Oh no, it's the last bowl. What am I doing?
No, Lisa's not going to play the last bowl. So.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that Mike Bradshaw had another bowl, but clearly not paying attention.
Yeah, coffee's gone to your head.
Yep, straight to my head. Good call from Lisa, actually. Very risky there.
So after 3 of the 14 ends, it's 2-1 to the Mike Bradshaw and Janine Young combination over Mike Galloway and Elisa Prideaux. Mike Bradshaw looks a little thirsty. He's having water, which is unusual. it's not a beer fountain, Mike. A shorter end here, by the looks of it. We might see if we can, Brendan, get someone to go and do a bit of a roundup to see if we can get a scores from the other game, shall we?
Yeah, well,
Seeing we were in the office here with the
put
room
some feelers out to the other Bowls Auckland employees floating around and see what we
Yes.
can do for you.
Good starter from Mike. Foot away is always a good starter, Brendan, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's probably more what you'd expect from Mike. Once he sort of finds that weight in line, he's very consistent. I see him out, obviously our officers up at the Mount Eden Bowling Club, of which Mike Galloway is the greenkeeper for. You see him out here, he'll come down a few times a week, cut and roll, and every time he cuts and rolls, he'll probably spend about half an hour having a practice, and within a couple of ends, he's usually bang on. You sort of see 4 bowls, you could put a mat over just about every time. So, despite obviously putting in a lot of time and work into doing the greens, he's also finding time to get out there and practice, and on a variety of services too, obviously, because despite being the greenkeeper on, I want to say probably 7 or 8 greens around Auckland.
No, well, I did check about that.
I'd just about say it's probably even more, isn't it?
No,
No?
4 to 5. He said.
4 to 5?
Yeah, so he must have dropped
4 to
one.
5 clubs or 4 to 5 greens?
4 to 5 clubs.
Yeah.
So
I think 7 greens across
Right.
4 clubs. Yeah, but each time he has a bit of a practice there, so just half an hour every so often, and it's keeping the rhythm in, and it's making him think about the different surfaces and types, and I think that's all it takes. Sometimes as players we get all tied up on having these big long 90-minute practice sessions, but it's just that little bit to keep the rhythm in and keep the form. And
Yeah, I'm a terrible practicer.
oh, so I've become worse, to be honest.
Terrible. I work at a bowling club and I don't practice.
Exactly, that's the same thing with me. As soon as I started working in bowls, I think it's that mentality of you're sitting in an office looking at and talking about bowls all day, and when you have a break, you just anything but.
Of course, Mike Galloway, just a bit of background people who don't know, most people will do, has won 2 national titles. He's won a Peers in 2001 with Dave Clark, who people would have seen recently on the TV with his son Logan playing in the Twilight Bowl series. And then, of course, he won not so long ago, won the national singles, which was held up here in Auckland about 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, about 3 years ago. Won the final there, beating maybe Tony Fable in the final, I believe, perhaps. Yeah, so won a couple of national titles. It's always good to have those.
And obviously played in the Blackjacks as well.
Played the Blackjacks in the Commonwealth Games. Has got 19, would you believe, Auckland Centre titles. And this does count as an Auckland Centre title.
It weren't for them, though.
Or one for them, though.
So there's a little caveat in the rules.
Ooh.
So centre titles in Auckland, you have to belong to the same club. So because these guys are playing as a composite, it won't be eligible towards a
Wow.
a gold star point, as harsh as that sounds.
You might have to tell him that. I'm not telling him.
Oh, I think they'll be. I think they'll be well aware.
But no, I don't think he was. Well, I think he's because I think he was saying that because him and Martin Dixon are both on 19.
Yeah.
And he was saying that he had a chance today to get to the 20th. So.
Oh, well, he might be in for a bit of a rude surprise at the end of the day.
He's got to win 3 more.
Yeah.
3 more games anyway. But yeah. But I mean that's still a sensational 19 Auckland titles. He's also, because he, as people may know, he hails from Palmerston North. He's got 13 senior titles and a Palmerston North as well. So pretty good going. And that's 32 senior titles, a couple of national titles, representing your country. That's a pretty good resume, I reckon.
Yeah, and I mean, I sort of, it's funny because whilst he's won that singles title, I sort of tend to, what's the word I'm looking for? Like recognise him as a skip in a triples and a 4.
Right.
You know, he seems to always do quite well in the champ events.
Yeah.
You always see him at the pointy end of those sorts of events with Gavin Brown and Martin Dixon and I'm trying to think who his fourth is. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Well, it has been James Gavin, but he's
played for
a couple of years, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, I sort of always was more familiar with Galloway as a team skip.
Yep. Good shot again from Mike Bradshaw. He's probably been the one that's had the most consistently had the bowls closest to the jack on the draw. Again, you can hear the rain outside, folks. Fair air from just sneaking past. Lovely weight. Gave it a great chance. So Mike Bradshaw's got another bowl handy here because Mike Galloway can sort of draw that shot bowl of Mike Bradshaw's around the corner, and they've got about 3 or 4 seconds at the moment. It looks to be wide, I would have thought. See that bowl of Mike Bradshaw is on the roll. So if Mike Galloway can either sit it through with a foot of weight or grabbing the jack, a couple of good options there for him.
It seems they're just like from what Mike Galloway is gesturing that perhaps they're looking at playing on the backhand. There's a bit of a chance using his own 2 bowls to punch Mike's bowl through.
We'll have a hot chocolate on it, will I?
Yeah.
I'd be very doubtful. I'd doubt if he's going to backhand.
I don't know. It just sort of seemed like he was gesturing that way.
You owe me a hot chocolate.
I owe you a hot chocolate?
Yep.
All right. Looks like he's lining up for a bit of weight, actually. No. That's 2 from 2 wrong so far from me.
I'm nothing to say. Here we go. This is what he's trying for. Sit the bowl out clean or around the leases. Oh, he's dead stiff.
That's unfortunate. One down to 1 down.
Absolutely dead stiff.
And we've got a little bit of an update on the other rinks. I'll just line up my charts so all the numbers match up. So Janine Brown and Billy Fulton playing Philip Chisholm and Colleen Rice. Philip and Colleen up 5-0 after 3 ends. In the Carlton versus New Lynn game, that is Clara Bowman, Brett Christie versus Carolyn and Colin. New Lynn are 4-0 up after 3.
Nice.
And in the Jensen Warburton versus Greenfield and... Sorry, I'm looking at that and I'm struggling. You nailed the pronunciation before. I'll leave that one to you.
Tika Wasuba.
That's the one. Jensen and Warburton are leading 4-3. Better just to not attempt it. And
We'll just say Sitiveni.
yeah, Sitiveni, that's the one. Yeah, so 4-3 to Lee and Wendy there after 3 ends as well.
So Mike trying to sneak underneath that front bowl of
I tell you what, he's played this well. He's probably got the result there, I think.
Looks like it, doesn't it? Looks like a shot to 1 down.
Yeah,
sure.
definitely 1 down from that angle. Lisa certainly got a bit animated there. She was liking that one.
Yep. So Mike Bradshaw, same sort of weight from Janine, got Mike Bradshaw's bowl in front.
Yeah, well, it's the same shot, really, isn't it?
It is.
Wee, bit of a wobbler.
So now it starts, that's how it finishes.
I'll tell you what, she's got the... Oh,
killed it. Well,
that's a kill.
That's as good a result as any. So a kill's a kill in this format, Brendan.
Yes, yeah,
so
kill's a kill.
So option for either skip to want to go back the same direction, or Michael
I think they're going to start from the other end.
Yeah,
they're going to throw him back.
Mike Galloway said, no, we'll go from the back here. Thank you very much.
And I think that's one of the things in 2-4-2. So you can choose to start from the other end, obviously, if both sides are in agreement, but you do need to continue the same playing order.
Yep.
So one thing I found is recently I was playing in Taranaki in their mixed pairs. Obviously, I hailed from there, for those of you who don't know. And I was playing down there with my partner Gail Faish, and it was quite a windy day, and it was in our faces, and I was playing quite well going with the wind, and I was really struggling going into it. So every time we did happen to kill it, we decided that we'd throw all 16 bowls back up the other end, because I certainly wasn't confident playing into the wind, and Gail was certainly drawing a bit better that way. So we played to our strengths, and sometimes players do that. They find themselves playing better a certain direction, so they choose to play in that position at that time.
Yeah, sure. So as you say, they start again, they stay in the same formation. So Mike Galloway and Janine play the first 2 bowls and the last 2 bowls of the scene.
Just caught a glimpse in the background there as well of Lisa's family. It's her sister and I believe her mum sitting up in the stands, coming along to watch for the day.
So you wouldn't believe, looking at that profile of Mike Galloway, how skinny he is, how much he eats. He's got the nickname Gannet, which is when you see him in the clubhouse at lunchtime in morning tea, you'll find out how he's got an amazing appetite. But yes, if I ate the much he ate, I'd be twice the size I am, which wouldn't be a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's the input-output ratio there, Simon.
Might be too. A little bit shy for Janine, but she'll. Not too bad.
To be fair, it's not as bad as you thought. No. It's certainly in the area.
Yeah. Do not show me any darts results then.
No darts results on Facebook? No? Okay. No, just scrolling through some of the photos. Yeah. If you do want to take a look at some of the...
You should be concentrating on the bowls, not the...
Well, no, I was looking at the photos from the 242s. And if you do want to take a look at the photos, we do have them all up on our Bowls Auckland Facebook page. Had a couple of photographers come in yesterday and take a bunch of photos for us, and a couple of reels on Instagram and things like that. So one of the things we have been looking at recently is our social media presence and becoming a bit more modern and relatable in those senses. So
absolutely.
And it's great to see people out there playing and enjoying themselves, of course. So we've got a number of team photos taken from this morning, which are now all up online.
Not such a good end this time, unfortunately, for Janine. So advantage the Galloway-Prideaux side. A couple of nice handy ones from Mike. But plenty of bowls to come yet.
Yeah, you can see the body language from Janine. She's not very happy with herself on that end.
You see Wendy Jensen leading off there and won the purples. They won the end. So there must be at least 2 up on that combination.
Yeah, really interesting combination there, Wendy and Lee. Lee obviously approached Wendy and asked her if she would play with him. And obviously, as you'll know, if you've watched the Twilight Bowls League, Lee, a very attacking and aggressive player. Wendy, I probably rate as one of the top draw bowlers around at the moment. She's certainly very consistent on the draw. Very good singles player as well. And but also has that kind of, not aggressive in a sense of being quick, but certainly knows how to read the head in that attacking style. So those two really complemented each other. And I was watching them quite a bit yesterday out at Howick. Down on the B green, and they played some very good games, and to be honest, quite a stiff section they were in as well.
It's a good result there from Mike Bradshaw, knocking the bowl of Janine's up. No, well, I've played for a number of years with Wendy, and so she's very, very steady, very calming influence.
Yeah.
Very difficult to watch her bowls come up the rink with those psychedelic black and white ones, but you're never sure how fast they're going, because it's quite unique.
Funnily enough, I was just going to say she reminds me a lot of Fal Smith, actually, in the same sense. They've got the same coloured bowls, but they play a very similar game as well. Their pinpoint accuracy on the draw, and they can play those weighted shots when they come out as well.
This looks a bit wider for Michael, quite a bit wider to be fair. It does seem the odd bowl does go wide down there.
Yeah, I mean, I've played this rink a few times, and obviously this is our sort of preferred broadcast rink when we are here at Remuera. That inside hand is perhaps a little bit tighter. I think players tend to use the mat a little bit, move their feet out to the right, just to encourage that little bit of extra draw at the end. And certainly when you're playing with the narrow, well, sort of the mid to narrow bias modern bowl, they do tend not so much to straighten it, but they just don't tend to come back as much.
Another handy bowl from Lisa. Gives plenty of option for her last bowl and then Mike's 2 to come. If you see there, Mike's got his plant foot right on the left side of the mat, so he's sort of throwing the bowl out, trying to encourage it to turn, whereas it's not that down and in angle. It's a better arc for him, whether he's got the weight to quite get there.
Yeah, well, he certainly picked it there. Come back to the centre line.
Probably not so bad, because if Lisa's slightly tight there, she will get onto that bowl of Mike's and A, push the bowl, her own bowl out, and B, push Mike's up. So might be a bit of a nuisance bowl, and it's still absolutely biffing it down here.
It was certainly a good call made. Whichever smart person made the decision to come to Remuera today, I think he deserves a pay rise.
That's that bowl. There's that bowl that I said you might, if you knocked into it, another advantage. Probably 2 now.
Yeah, it's looking like it's 2. Change of tactics, perhaps, for Mike and Lisa. They've got opportunities, sort of on both hands, with a little bit of aggression.
Again, he looks wide again, doesn't he? Maybe it's a camera angle, but it seems to be tracking out wide there. So now would be, I can't see what is in the front, but now you're thinking it would be backhand up underneath.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
I would tend to agree. You've got your own bowls to push in, or you can just come under and sit one.
Well, he gets the jack. As long as he moves the jack a foot, not 2 feet, he's got a good chance, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think to be moving the jack that kind of way, you just want to be arriving onto one of the opposition bowls and sort of, dare I say, a targeted wick to push that jack through. He is lining up on the backhand. Yeah, that rain really pelting down.
That looks to be turning too fast, I think.
Yeah, it looks a bit narrow there on that one.
Perfect weight for it, really. So Michael wants Janine down that same track.
Yeah, well, he certainly identified the danger zone there. If that jack does spill out to the left, well, the left as the players see it, potentially 3 or 4 down. So putting a little bit of cover there, not a silly idea.
Well, she's been lucky to knock the front white bowl in for shot. So
I'll tell you what, she's played this very well.
Yep.
Sit that blue bowl. That's a great shot from Janine.
Precision bowl from Janine. It's Michael. Same idea, really. There's nothing much changed from his perspective.
Certainly got a bit more weight on this one than his previous delivery. He likes it.
Oh.
See there, he knew he was close. Just that slightest little feather on that shorter wing bowl, and he could have made some magic happen.
So 1, maybe 2 here for Janine.
Yeah, changing hands back to the safer drawing side to score on. Looking like she's going to pull up a little bit short.
Yep. Only just. Yeah.
Potentially a bit of a missed opportunity there.
Well, the jack's come up. We don't know
it's come up pretty quick. I think that'll be 2.
So I don't know. We got the info from outside or how many that was.
We can't quite see the scoreboard from our commentary position.
No.
Oh, there we go.
2. So it was 2. So 4-1 after lots of ends. 5 ends maybe. No, must be an odd number. No. Oh.
I usually keep a scorecard when I commentate. I'm a bit slack. I'm not doing it today. I'll tell you, it's been a weekend.
Janine 4-1 after 4. So the 5th end of 14 starting now. Nice handy bowl from Lisa, 2 feet over. Where's that 1.2 kilogram bag of snakes going?
Well, I was eating them like a packet of potato crisps before, but I'm slowing down a little bit now that I'm actually talking.
The camera crew were looking at them enviously, I think.
I'm a nice person. I'm willing to share.
I understand. Pretty fair shot there from Mike. Well, it's not cold, Brendan. Put it that way, is it? It's not chilly at all.
Yeah, well, despite the torrential rain we've got going on outside, it's
Yep.
very humid and muggy.
Yes.
I guess another one of the perks of the Remuera facility is, if you've noticed, there's two big sort of balloons hanging up from the roof. So those are actually the air conditioning units that are directly over where the players commonly stand. They're not the most efficient source of cooling in the world, but definitely when you're standing directly under them, it provides a nice cool breeze in what are very humid conditions inside the stadium here at Remuera.
Well, look, Janine and Mike would be pretty happy with the way things are going at the moment. They've settled in nicely. They certainly haven't been overrun by the more vaunted opposition here.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of biding their time. They've got off to a really steady start. And I think it's like anything. When you're exchanging low numbers like this, it's just waiting for that opportunity. Another good bowl there from Janine.
Well, they've always had one or two bowls in the mix, haven't they? Which has been good. You know, they've always had a bowl within a foot and a half, which is always going to negate dropping a number.
And that's the other thing too. Whilst they've had good bowls in the head, they've also had good positional bowls. So it hasn't really allowed Lisa and Mike to create any big opportunities. Certainly, mindset-wise, early advantage, especially with that bowl of Janine's tucking in front of Lisa's.
Yep.
And with Mike just running on a little bit, real opportunity now for Janine to pile on the pressure.
You'd almost think the next bowl from Janine would be on the forehand, because you wouldn't want to be trailing the jack, be a bit heavy and trailing the jack around the corner to those two bowls of Lisa's and Mike's.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's another great bowl.
Another good one.
I think that position now almost forces you to stay on the backhand.
Well, that last bowl negates the trail, really.
Exactly. It changes Galloway's shot now.
It looks a little narrow, I would think, from Mike. He does have an extremely tight bowl, but that's perfect weight, just a bit under. So, I mean, I'd possibly be going, no, still on the backhand. Okay, she's going pretty well there. In the right direction again, I think.
Yeah, I think she's just going to pull up, and she might pull up into the head, but I think ideally she wanted to probably be a couple of feet jack high.
And that's a niggly bowl for if they did decide they want to change hands.
Again, I think for Mike, it creates a bit of, for Galloway, Mike Galloway I'm talking about here, creates a bit of an inside line. You can almost use Janine's last bowl to get to the jack, but he's going to go up on the backhand and try and draw it again. It's actually it's turned into quite an interesting head. There's a couple of different ways you can approach this. Lisa's watching it.
Not here, is he?
I don't know
Not
if
quite
he
there, is
is. I'll tell you what. Oh no, just
not
probably a
quite.
bit outside the line.
Got to change down now. Got to change
Yeah,
down.
I think so.
Back down those white bowls. Oh no, still going there. Okay, all right.
You certainly want to be on the tighter side if you're playing on the backhand now.
I'm not sure about this, but anyway. She has played all three of her bowls prior to this on this hand, I suppose. So.
Yeah, there is that. I think you've got to look at where your opposition's opportunities are, and I think those three bowls of Galloway's at the moment is where Lisa will be trying to play to.
Now, Mike Galloway just asked the umpire if he can have a look, and I think the answer was no.
I'm pretty sure he can.
No, I don't think you can. It's got to be the skips last two, I believe.
Oh yeah, no, you are right. It's the skips last two only. Yeah.
So, only in singles and exceptional circumstances you can ask a marker to go up because you're only allowed to go up after your third bowl, after second. But apart from that, it's a no-no and a time limit game. Well, I thought it's wide again, to be honest. Interesting. I thought it might have been a bit more checking, Brendan, with that one. Just trying to open up for Lisa, maybe.
Yeah, it's interesting. As I say, there's options on both hands, but I mean, I look at it myself, and certainly I know I'd be playing on the forehand at this stage, but
Depends how many they're down, I suppose. I mean, is it two? Is it three?
As it sits there, I think it's two. I'm pretty sure Mike Galloway's wing bowl is third.
Yeah, probably third and fourth, actually, isn't he?
Yeah.
So,
I guess the thinking is that by playing the forehand, they risk pushing in another one of Janine's orange bowls.
yeah. Well, if you're going to go forward, you've got to be a bit more.
Yeah, you'd
positive.
be having 2 or 3 yards away, definitely.
So Mike's on the forehand.
Someone's having a shout for a drive in the background. And this is coming in on a very nice line.
Didn't want the jacket, I think. I don't think he wants the jacket.
I tell you what, he's just played.
it.
That's exactly the shot I was suggesting that Mike Galloway should have been playing.
That's
unfortunate there from Mike Bradshaw.
bit of a catastrophe there, Michael. So and he's got no bowls behind the head.
Yeah, and it's given Lisa a couple of opportunities now. It's a very tight gap to get through, but she can play to promote her teammates' bowls, and if she finds the hole, she can slip in for shot herself.
Well, this could be the 15, could be the turning point if it is Brendan on that game where they're holding two, and he's unfortunately tipped one over for one down.
Yeah, that'll do it. And this is what Mike and Lisa are looking for, just that little bit of momentum change. I think we'll see Bradshaw play significant weight here and just a bit of desperation.
Hard to get to. I mean,
Very
if it goes back anywhere further, he's probably only two down. If he goes back any further, his bowl doesn't fall through. He's 1, 2, 3, 4 at least down.
I tell you what, you just about want to either attack it and hope for the best or take your medicine, because I just about go as far to say it's pretty near impossible to draw that shot.
Yep. That was unfortunate for Mike. Janine saying, in through your own bowl and see what happens. So not much else. Not much is going to go the right way for Mike Bradshaw here.
Just sort of trying to have a look. I don't even think there's a legitimate kill on. It's
to get through. He's got to get through.
You've got to get through quite a lot of traffic.
Shake of the head. Thinking you dumb bugger to himself. Yeah, no, he's just
playing that searching kind of that draw. Chance to work off his own bowl, but it looks like a little bit. Oh no, he's turning in. Yeah, needed an edge or something, really.
Well, the bowl over he's not the worst either, is it, really, to be fair? So
no, and I mean, Lisa now with an opportunity to try and add another one. I mean, if she can get that same wick and touch the kitty, she can make 4 or 5 of this.
Exactly. So
I think they're looking at maybe even playing Mike's bowl through for 6 or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. I mean, it's certainly an aggressive approach, but hey, if it works, it's a big momentum shift in this game.
What's the golden rule when you're holding a shot, Brendan? Don't cut your green.
Yeah, don't cut your green.
Yeah.
This is the thing, though. I think even if she was playing with weight and was happened to hit some of the traffic in front, I think she'd be very unlucky to give the shot away.
I used to play bowls with a fella in Taronga called Peter Clark, very wily old chap, very, very good bowler. And that was his number one rule. He says if you're holding a shot, never cross this in the line.
Yeah. Yeah, I've certainly played with some players in my time that tend to forget that rule.
Very close is Mike Galloway.
Oh, that's an unfortunate angle, but she played it very well. Yep. So they'll take 2.
A very happy, well, as it turns out, a happy 2 down to Mike Bradshaw and Janine Young, because that could have been a lot worse. but
Yeah, well,
4-3.
a beneficial result for both sides, really, in that situation.
Indeed.
Could have been a lot worse.
Still, nothing in it. 4-3. So we 5 ends of the 14 ends played, 9 ends to go. The rain is still coming down, but not quite as heavy as it was last time.
And this is looking like a nice opening bowl here from Mike Galloway. Coming down on the backhand. Great little sighter there. And I'll tell you what, she's breaking in nicely. That's a brilliant reply. Oh, no.
Oh, now I'm back on.
Now you're back on.
I was just about to say great big thanks to Stream Shop for today for their coverage. It's fantastic having them here, offering us these lovely pictures that we can talk to.
Yeah, Dan and his team doing a great job bringing you all the action.
And they're very happy that we're inside, I'd imagine. Very, very happy.
Nothing like getting wet camera equipment.
So good opening shots there from Mike Galloway. He's you can only think he will improve as the match goes on. Play for his ability.
Yeah, and that's certainly a better start from Lisa and Mike. They perhaps haven't quite had that first bowl effectiveness. And you see now that pressure's coming on a little bit as Janine slips this one short and narrow.
But you definitely know that's probably your worst bowl. And that's not bad because she's been going pretty good, Janine.
Yeah,
she'd been nervous, playing in front of the cameras, playing a good team. So she settled down pretty nicely. We might get another update on the scores, maybe from our helpers.
We'll just try and catch their attention. They've walked outside again.
I know it started pouring down again. Farmers be happy. So here's Lisa Bro on her backhand, trying to sit to that bowl of not bad from here, I think. Get that bowl with the Janine's, very good shot.
Yeah, that's a nice bowl
Very
from Lisa. Whoops, sorry, done my microphone.
Of course, her partner is Leif Selby, the legend of Australian outdoor bowls. So she's got a good shooter if she needs any help at all.
Yeah, now I'm in
And her son, Bo, who's still living in Australia, because Lisa lives in Australia for 30 odd years, she was telling me. And her son, Bo, obviously Bo's ability runs in the family because her son, Bo, is in the Australian emerging player side.
Oh, nice.
So definitely a bit of family ability there.
And the legends that they are, they're really giving back to the game as well. So both members now at Auckland Bowling Club, and one thing Auckland has been doing quite a bit lately is sort of encouraging those younger members and the up and coming players. So there's a good solid dozen or so players, probably under the age of 50, I would say, that are really coming through and making that Auckland development side and sort of pushing for more premier and higher level bowls. And Leif and Lisa are working quite closely with that group to really encourage them in that high performance space, the mental side of the game, and the technical coaching as well. So it's great that players at that calibre are now giving back to the sport as well. Another great bowl comes in from Lisa. Bit of pressure on now from Mike. Looking on the forehand side, bit of jack movement would be really ideal here with this one.
I think he's there.
He does look to be just hanging out a little bit on that forehand side.
That hand does tend to be on. He's coming.
No, he's coming around.
He's still not quite there.
Interesting that it's only his bowls. The other players don't seem to be having that same kind of difficulty on that forehand coming back towards us here in the clubhouse.
Look, again, it's where you live from the mat. There's all sorts of different variances with the way people bowl and where they bowl from on the mat, where they can't their bowl.
And yeah, nice position here. Lisa recognising the danger is further back in the head, so putting an extra yard on. Gets a roll, covers those orange and bluey-greeny bowls.
Any interest from anybody?
Yeah, better speed.
No.
Just touch wide again. Oh, or touch wide for the line for the speed he was playing.
You're still left Janine that same shoulder, isn't he? So Janine can afford to sort of be in there, rest the big white, the little white, or or Mike's bowl.
Yeah.
Pardon the expletive. I think he said fire truck.
Oh, geez. Rightio. So on rink 1, we have the Mairangi Bay side, Philip and Colleen. They are they are trailing the Janine Brown, Billy Fulton composite side 6-4 after 7 ends. On rink 3, we have the Newland side playing the Carlton Cornwall side, and that score is 8-3 in favour of the Newland side.
Go Newland.
Go Newland. And what do we got? What's the other one? Rink 5 is the Blockhouse Bay side of Fleur and Sitovini, and Wendy and Lee. And Wendy and Lee still holding a slight advantage there, 6-4, played 6.
When Janine up the middle here with a bit more probing chance. Ooh, not quite.
Yeah,
Result she was
took out
after.
one of the bowls.
Still 3 down. 1 bowl to go. Lee Warburton there in the background doing a bit of housework.
Yeah, cleaning up all the unused scoreboards.
Well, that's probably his match actually.
Yeah, probably his from the rink
Yeah,
before, I
it was.
think.
And Lisa just telling Mike. Mike was asking how many down are we at the back. So he was with 3 down, but I can't see it coming back there. So you never know with bowls, do you, Brendan?
Yeah, I guess
A
just
bowl off
looking
a
at,
bowl off a bowl.
Yeah, I mean, unless you were to jump the jack, which I don't think Janine quite has that shot in her arsenal.
No.
It's looking like it's going to get caught up in the bowls and behind and go out to the left as the players see it. So Mike will just be putting something out on that backhand side just as a bit of cover, should the jack move that way. No such thing as too much green out here at the moment. Yeah, he's come to a pretty good spot there. There's a bit of a channel there between the orange and the blue and green.
Yeah, see, Michael just calling for just slightly, not quite that weight, not quite that big a weight. Just sitting it up and through. You know, got a chance off. Got a chance. He's coming to look. Got a chance off Michael's wing bowls. They've got a 4th shot, have they? They've got a 4th. They've got 2 4th shots though. Even if they nudge the Michael's bowl out of the count there, or have they? 1, 2, 3. What are they doing?
I'm pretty sure they're 3 down.
Yeah,
So the two,
definitely 3 down. Yeah.
the two by that they're looking at there, and then the white bowl behind.
So actually, if they do nudge out Michael's other bowl, there will be another one down. But anyway, so same idea. I mean, not probably say as Mike said, probably not quite as big a weight as last time.
Yeah, I mean, I think in an ideal world here, you just draw the shot. There's sort of there's no obvious opportunity to score big for Janine.
No.
Draw the shot. If you get second, it's still a good result.
Yeah. Looks to be wide. And is. So with suspecting 3 shots.
Yeah, I believe 3 was the call. We'll just wait for the score. Yeah, yep, there we go. Players just confirming that one for us. So take us to 6-4 after 6.
There's the Auckland selector just popped in the door there on the left-hand side. You can see Neville Hill, or Bones as he's affectionately known.
Did Arsenal lose the football this morning, Simon?
I don't follow Arsenal. I'm a Liverpool man, Brendan. Don't tell anybody that.
Did Liverpool beat Arsenal then?
No, they played the other day, Drew.
Oh, okay. Just there's a comment on the Facebook, on the YouTube broadcast here about Arsenal and mourning this morning. So obviously some Arsenal fans aren't very happy today.
Rain, James Gavin. Why did I get mentioned then?
I don't know. I thought he might have been winding you up there.
No, he knows I'm a Liverpool man. Great starter there from Lisa. Right, so 6-4 now after N6 to Mike and Lisa, Janine and Mike. So you just want to get back on the horse there for Mike Bradshaw and Janine, and just score here. Don't let them get too far away. You don't want to
that's a great start from Mike Bradshaw.
You don't want to get him too many ends in a row if you're playing an opposition. You don't want to get him too much of a way on.
Yeah, and I guess the danger you've got to always consider with the likes of Mike and Lisa is that it happened in the last game as well. I'll see if I can find their scorecard just in front of me, because there was one very key end there where it was quite close, and then all of a sudden they score a 7, and
7.
I know, 7.
That's a big momentum.
And the momentum in the game just changed drastically. Yeah, so it was 9-4. They were playing the Blockhouse Bay side, and sort of looked like it was anybody's game, sort of scoring back and forth, and then all of a sudden they score that 7, and the score jumps up to 16-4.
Yeah.
And mentally that's very tough to come back from.
Absolutely.
That was in the 7th end of the game, so basically it is halfway through. So that second half, for Blockhouse Bay requires a lot of work, and basically it went one each way from there on out, and they weren't able to catch up. So dropping numbers like that, certainly the advantage, and that's the danger you've got to look out for when you've got teams of this calibre playing, because it can just happen at any moment. And I mean, certainly we saw it a few ends previous going this way when they had that opportunity to score a big number.
Yeah.
Oh, Simon gesturing for the Snakes.
Don't tell anybody, Brendan. Dan? No, we can't get the director into a snake. Is he going to sneak past? Pretty handy, but not quite where he was after, but good sighter. So Janine played 4 pretty good bowls going this way last inning.
Yeah, definitely did, and this is what she sort of wanted to probably replicate again, just keeping that pressure on. I think one thing she's done, he just gets a touch on the jack. One thing Janine's done very well is keeping bowls in the head, and she's sort of just having this game with Mike about anything you can do, I can just do a little bit better. And you see it even going the other way when they're leading off as well. Janine's just constantly, not so much drawing for the jack, but just trying to beat Mike's bowl all the time.
Well, I mean, really, to be honest, they're a bit unlucky. Mike Bradshaw was unlucky when he dragged the jack, wasn't he, last
he was.
This way, so
yeah.
They had a good end, and he just, unfortunately, was just a bit tight to where he wanted to be, and put into a pretty much nigh impossible position to recover it. So, see in the background there, Sue Rossiter, the umpire. Sue does quite a lot of umpiring for the Auckland Centre. Does a great job. And obviously probably well known to a lot of viewers for the days of Bowl 3-5 when she did the umpiring there. Interesting enough, Janine Young has just become an umpire as well herself. And is looking to further that to go to the national level, which is great.
Janine's a very keen umpire. We've actually since getting her accreditation, she's done 3 or 4 Auckland events at this stage already. We haven't played that many yet this season. Obviously, most of them sort of towards the back end of February and March, but. Very keen, and she's just trying to find that balance between playing and umpiring. She certainly enjoys umpiring, I think. And as she says, she's getting a bit on in her years. The umpiring will sort of take over from the playing.
Well, I think she'd be one of the younger umpires.
Well, speak for yourself. I mean, I'm an umpire at 28.
Well, okay.
There's a few exceptions around, but yeah, as you say, most of the umpires tend to be
Mature.
yeah, retired or players on the decline's the wrong word to use as well. But yeah, certainly people who have played bowls for many years and then choosing to take up umpiring.
I think that's just the norm for most sports. You find that if you do, you say your I suppose your ability to maintain a level sort of starts slipping. You might want to get back to the game, which is great.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing too, if I just put my coach's hat on for a second as well, is like I think the Level 1 umpires course is such a great tool for you as a player. If you want to become a better player, I highly recommend becoming a Level 1 umpire because so many players play bowls but don't actually know the rules.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to know the rules, but it's a different thing to understand them.
Yeah.
So I think that Level 1 umpires course, it's not expensive. I think it's like $50-$60, and more often than not, the clubs will actually cover the cost of you doing it anyway.
Yeah.
So if it's free to you, why would you not give it a go?
Yeah.
It's only going to help your game.
Well, maybe not quite in there, but
maybe.
Yeah, it could be. So probably 2 or 3, maybe two or three there for the young Galloway side. No, young Bradshaw side.
It's looking like 3.
So it's just important for the Bradshaw young team, just to get back on the horse and score an end here, just to stop that flow of ends from the Galloway Prideaux side.
I think even like worst case scenario, Lisa and Mike Galloway score a 1.
Yeah.
If Bradshaw can cut it into 1, because they've had a couple of multiples now, and you don't want to start stacking up multiples because that's when the scoreline starts blowing out.
Yeah.
If they can get them back to 1 and then maybe score even the next end, if not this end, as the rain comes back into the broadcast. That's a great bowl from Lisa. Yeah. Just stick her nose in front there. That'll be the shot.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it might be.
I don't think they're still.
Yeah, 1 down.
Right.
The call from Janine.
Yep. It's a better angle. Yep. To see.
I'll tell you one thing I am really enjoying in bowls at the moment, and a few of the traditionalists will disagree with me, but I'm really liking the fact that there's now so much colour in bowls. Like obviously coloured bowls isn't new, but you're seeing so much more colour, these multicoloured bowls. And of course you look at like Janine Young's shoes, for example, they are proper bowl shoes, but they're nice and colourful. So it allows players to be able to express themselves a bit more.
Yep.
I saw a pair of shoes, sorry, is proper English, out at Howick yesterday, and it looked like a unicorn had vomited on them. It was so colourful, they were so bright and flamboyant, and unfortunately when I tried to buy a pair, they only come in what I would consider child size. When you have a wide foot like myself, unfortunately they're not available for the wide-footed market, but certainly a very colourful pair of shoes, and they stood out from the other side of the green.
Right.
But it's great to see that expression of flamboyancy in the game, and it creates character and it creates a bit of excitement as well.
I'm just curious to know how you know the unicorns vomit.
I've watched a lot of cartoons and anime.
No, don't know. Right, so Michael will be trying probably the same idea, trying to sit the bowl onto the jack, perhaps. He's a bit limited, really. I mean, if he's coming in the forehand, he's got to hit one of his bowls onto another one of his bowls, 2 feet. Peter Nathan just turned up. Dad of Millie and Chad. Said, hey, ugly. I'm assuming he was talking to not me. He's trying hard. Oh, he is desperately unlucky there, because he's probably dropped 2 now. He is seriously unlucky there. Might get probably a half a bowl out from getting a result.
Just wait.
One shot to only one shot. That's interesting. Looked like there was 2, but reliably informed. 1 shot from Dan. Thank you, Dan. So 7-4, sneaking a little bit away is the Galloway Prideaux team after 7 of the 14 in, so we're halfway. We're halfway through the snakes as well.
Yeah, thanks for that, Simon. I hadn't eaten one until you gestured towards them, and now I've probably had a good dozen.
Put them away then.
We'll put them back away in the corner, I think.
Okay.
This is that input-output we were talking about earlier. Yeah. They are the natural confectionery company, though, so of all brands to buy, they are probably the most healthy, sorry.
Of course. Great.
Of the confectionery choices.
Great data.
Yeah, great starter from Mike.
I'm still surprised that someone like Lisa has got actual chalk rather than spray chalk.
Yeah, that is very interesting.
And I think
Mike's actually got proper chalk as well, which is again is even more interesting. The fact that Lisa's got white bowls. Yeah,
which is quite. I was quite surprised.
Yeah, I think spray chalk is one of the most essential pieces of any bowler's kit.
Well, I mean, you run the risk there if you're touching the bowl of pushing it over, which is. Then you have the issue with your opposition going, well, did you move it closer? Did you move it?
Exactly. Yeah.
So you take away the possibilities of any dramas by having the spray chalk.
I always carry a white and a pink spray chalk because you never know when some silly person decides to play with white-coloured bowls.
I only have pink spray chalk.
Only has pink?
I only have pink. My lovely stepdaughter Georgia got me a box of Drake's Pride pink when she went to Australia at a very cheap price.
Yeah.
So I won't run out for
a while.
Years.
Yeah. Certainly a good way to buy it if you can afford it is to buy a whole box because it comes in handy. Works out quite a bit cheaper too.
It does. Good bowl from Janine, and that's a nice handy bowl. Good bowl, something to work with.
I think the conversation here was Lisa just coming down on the forehand trying to get around and behind it. Possible to do it on the backhand as well, but you do run the risk of pushing Janine up. You see she's lining up on the forehand. Just start to create the position on the head. Bit of a bump out of the hand. It's not like her.
Sure, she's quite getting there, is she? Is she
yeah,
getting there?
No, I think she's just going to pull up. I think it was just that bump out of the hand. It wasn't the smoothest of deliveries from Lisa. Be amazed how much weight you can lose when you don't get the bowl out smoothly.
Actually, Mike, for a mature gentleman's got a really nice delivery.
Yeah, just nice and simplistic.
Yeah, gets it away nicely.
Yeah.
Get a result
here. Oh, that's a great bowl.
Good shot. Just this type of shot, the old little yard through.
And again, a shot that this green really encourages as well.
Yep.
It's not the biggest turning carpet, but it does play quite slick. Runs usually just over about 16 seconds, although the humidity today probably got it just below 16.
Right.
Because it's quite sticky around here, but it really does encourage those sort of little yard-on shots, makes them very easy to play. And that's a good positional bowl there from Lisa as well.
So that's where Mike will be, you think?
Yeah, just be trying to beat those back two. Or back three, actually, because I think Mike Galloway's got two there.
Yes. Not quite. It never looked to be going good when out of his hand, to be honest. And
tactical block.
Yeah, tactical block. Very early for the tactical block. So at least to be still trying the same idea, just sneaking past, getting around to probably the back roll there of Mike's. That's the weight, just to get the ball handled.
And it's interesting because I'm thinking that forehand shot is probably looking quite hard, and probably even harder now that Lisa's dropped that bowl just in front.
Yeah.
So maybe we see something just trying to open the head up a little bit, create an opportunity for later on down the line. Because as it sits with Lisa's...
weight again. I'm not sure we've got the weight again, is he?
No, I think he's going to match Lisa's bowl.
Oh, no,
he's going to sneak in
front, probably enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of attacking shot here, just to sort of create an opportunity.
Yeah, there you go. Mike's saying
there we go.
Push right through there. Ditch weight.
You know, you don't need to be holding the shot after this bowl, but you just want to change it.
Any interest from Mike?
Yeah, it's going to change something.
No. It's Mike Bradshaw's bowl going back through the head.
Yeah, but what she has done though is opened up that forehand.
Channel,
So
yeah,
there's a nice little look on the forehand now under her own bowl.
Yep.
Can arrive with confidence. So I think the conversation they're having here now is does Mike Bradshaw play the opposition's team shot before they do? Or does he play the other hand and try to put some protection in?
Well, I think it's probably too hard on the forehand to try and get a bowl. I mean, that wasn't as good a delivery as normal from Mike, wasn't it? Probably too hard without being too, I suppose, precise to get a bowl in the way on that hand. I mean, if you're too wide, you knock on the white bowl.
Tell you what, he's come to a really good home there. Looked like he tried to play across himself a bit more just to tighten that line up, which he's done pretty well.
Yeah, see, Michael with his sort of bowls, he can come through to get the ledge off the white bowl and drag the jack 2 feet over this side, as you can see to the bottom of the screen, where we've got Lisa's other bowl there and Mike's bowl. So, edge of the bowl. Oh, look, he's looking back in. Okay, he's looking for that front plant. Alex Reid would be happy with that. A front looking for a plant. He loves his plants.
He loves his plants.
He loves more plants than King's Barn over the shore. Unbelievable. So is he playing? No, he's playing forehand. He's playing the forehand maybe on that plant. So if he's wide, he's got the little edge through the channel.
Of course, Alex and the Bowls New Zealand team will be getting ready for national shortly. Great bowl there from Mike.
Not a good result.
Didn't quite get all of them though.
No, he didn't got to chip nothing out really. So he's chipped one out, so he's still 2 down.
Yeah, only a couple of days now before we all head to Christchurch to play the Somerset Nationals.
Not all of us.
Not all of us.
Planes, don't go to planes though. Those things are bad.
Don't do planes.
Planes bad.
Scared of heights?
No, just planes.
That was a short joke for the viewers that didn't quite get it. But.
It's only because it wasn't a funny joke.
No, it wasn't a funny joke. It was a...
There you go. You're not even a dad.
No.
Okay, so Janine just trying to get another bowl handy. Yeah, it's not bad there.
It's come to a good spot actually.
Because he can actually go through that channel and chip the jack that way. So that does end up in a nice spot, to be fair. He might go a bit quicker. Because he's got all the balls in the back.
Yeah, they've definitely got the backest bowl, don't they?
Yeah.
And there's no danger, even if he was to look at playing Lisa's bowl on the left as we see it here. Is that thunder? There's options to play Lisa's bowl here on the right now as the camera angle's changed.
Yeah.
Because that bowl will probably lock in place and stay there for shot. Although I think he was sort of gesturing he might be looking up. Yeah, he is. He's going to play the forehand up.
No, just not the weight I thought he'd be playing, but
Oh, Lisa likes it. Oh, great bowl, and it's gone out. Well, it's gone quite out in the open, but they are holding 4 shots.
Anything inside of that's good.
That bowl of Lisa's looks like it's right on the boundary line. Oh, sorry, the bowler. Yeah, Lisa's bowl. Yeah.
And it's probably right in Janine's eye too. So it's a probably niggly. Oh, that looks like gave that quite a bit.
A fairly long end.
Coming nicely.
It's coming in well. Probably a little bit too much. No.
Very good.
Good shot.
That'll be the shot.
Very good. Great pressure bowl. That one 4 down to one shot up. So. Very good. So 7-5 now to Galloway and Bordeaux.
Yeah, that's what they need.
After 8 ends, absolutely. Just keep themselves in the game. Just don't want to get any more ends in a row. So it's been an absorbing sort of game, isn't it, Brendan?
Yeah, and as I say, we haven't really had that big advantage. It's been sort of some very competitive heads that have just sort of gone in favour each way.
No big turning bowl shots, like the conversion shots. I mean, there's obviously one Mike Bradshaw was unlucky to drop the two, but I mean, no, like, you know, apart from that bowl, Mike Galloway's in, we was 3 down, direct around the corner for 4, but Janine had a bowl to come, so it didn't end up resulting in a big number, but yeah, been absorbing.
And it's great bowls under pressure from Janine,
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
especially after seeing that shot from
Yeah.
Mike Galloway.
Great starter from Mike Bradshaw. Very good. There's a nice breeze coming in there through the door.
You
I'd
know,
say.
quite refreshing.
Yes.
Ah, right. No, Arsenal must have lost a game, and the rain is the supporters from Arsenal crying.
Oh, right. Really good from Michael.
So, sounds a bit like watching the Black Caps at the moment.
Well,
The best result for tonight would be a rain out in Tauranga.
they're back in today. They'll be fine. One bad game doesn't make it to...
Yeah, I know how it feels to be a Warriors fan now.
One summer doesn't make a swallow, as they say. Or one swallow doesn't make a summer, wrong, right?
Great looking bowl here from Lisa if she's got the speed to get around that shot.
Not quite,
Oh.
Still a great second.
Yeah, very good position. Oops.
So they've pretty much kept the same length too, haven't they? Really? They've not really altered the length
Yeah,
a lot.
there's not been a heck of a lot of variation. It's sort
No.
of been that sort of mat up a couple of mats and sort of 3/4 length jack.
The mat's up a little bit more this time, by the looks of it. About 3 or 4 mats, 3 mats maybe. What's the dimensions here, Brent? Is it 34 or
No, I
36?
believe it's a 36 by 36.
Okay.
I know the outdoor green is a little bit smaller. I think the outdoor green here is a 34 by 35, I think. If our lovely cameramans can get a shot in the far left-hand corner, it is up on the wall over there.
Okay. 31. So Mike Galloway just wanted it to be past the hip of this first one, just give himself an opportunity.
Oh, that's a
Yep.
great shot there.
Very good.
And I think one thing we've seen in this game is, and for those of you who are perhaps newer to the game and sort of looking to learn from these experienced players, is just how they're building the heads. They're not chasing the shot all the time. They're not trying to score with every bowl. Just creating good position, giving themselves a chance so that later on, when the final bowls at the end are being played, they've plenty of opportunities to score.
Yep, good ball from Janine, not quite on, just sneak inside there, but pretty handy.
Again, another good positional bowl though, covering the opposition.
Peter O'Reilly, the Asia Wheel Bowls executive member, just turning up.
Good to see he's walking again.
Wow,
Obviously
yes.
recovered from his
Broken
ankle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dodging a group of mad dogs.
Oh,
from
that's a
great
great
shot
bowl.
from Mike Galloway.
And just like that, they're holding 3.
Yes. Interesting story there, Brendan, with Brett. He was in Samoa. It's an Asia Bowls, not Asia, Oceania Bowls business, and he got in a situation where there's some dogs having a bit of a snarl in him, so he thought he'd jump a fence. He jumped a fence and landed awkwardly, and unbeknownst to him, broke his foot.
Yeah, not ideal.
No, not ideal at his delicate age. Good shot there from Janine. Another good ball handy, probably 2 down, but much better. And we have a score update from the
a couple
lovely
of
Ross.
score updates. So Roz has just dropped them off to us. So the Mairangi Bayside of Philip and Colleen are trailing Janine Brown and Billy Fulton. Janine and Billy 13-7. Rink 3, the Carlton Cornwall side of Clara Bowman and Brett Christie. They are they're now leading 11-8 over the Newland side of Carolyn and Colin. And on Rink 5, Wendy Jensen and Lee Warburton are leading 10-4 over Fleur and Sitivini.
And it's shit absolutely hosing down now. Okay, so Janine on the back end again. She'll be trying to play a little bit of weight. She's trying to disturb something. She's a bit wide, but she's got a chance off Michaels. Well, probably 3 down still, but got a bit of I suppose opportunity there for Mike Bradshaw with his last 2 bowls to break something. So Mike's got a bit of an opportunity to sit that flat bowl of Mike Galloway's up and over a couple of times.
Yeah, it's a good spot there from Galloway as well, because whilst there's no immediate danger with those 3 bowls grouped there in the back, it's just good to have another one out there just in case, because as we know, anything can happen in bowls. You know, play that plant on and the jack can spill out, so it's good to have options covered. Oh, there we go. So 34.1 by 34.2. So it is a little bit smaller than
I think that's what I said.
We thought.
I think that's what I said.
I think that's what you said. Yeah.
That's what I said, Brendan. That's 3 from 3.
I think the outdoor green is definitely a fraction smaller though.
Interesting that it's 34.1 to 34.2, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't answer that one.
There you go. Okay, Mike Bradshaw on the forehands. He'll be just arriving, just to sit through that front plant there. The white-blue plant, or the blue bowl itself. He's close to the blue bowl clean. Sitting in for second, or maybe
second or third.
Yeah, still fair effort. That plant might still
that
be
angle
on.
doesn't really help either.
No,
It still looks close between second shot.
I think he's still got options. So Alicia, of course, has won 2 national pairs, Brendan, with redoubtable Val Smith, one of the evergreen bowlers that the lady bowlers country has. So she certainly knows how to win the big ones.
Yeah, very seasoned competitor, Lisa, as you're saying before. Just coming up through Australia and now moving over here and doing quite well as well. She's sort of one of those players that you sort of, despite having never played for New Zealand, she's probably good enough to make a debut. Obviously, the women's side for New Zealand right now very strong, so
very strong, and
very tough to get into that side.
It is very strong, and there's it's and the age group of the players that are coming through is fantastic. The 20-year-olds that are just developing at a site. Taylor and Salim and those sort of. Nicole Toomey that are having a baby.
Yeah, having a baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, there's definitely. I think Michael. Possibly 2, maybe.
Bit of a searching shot there. Well, yeah.
No, we've been well served by our lady bowlers in the past decade, haven't we? Men unfortunately haven't had the results that the lady have had.
Yeah, I mean, we've certainly got the talent there in the men's side, but just haven't quite had the results come through. And obviously, as you say, Mike's been in that picture as well, and they've tried a few different combinations over the last, 3 or 4 major events across the years.
Yeah.
And but as I say, I don't think it's the talent. I think it's just the combinations, and they'll find something that works eventually. A very different side named from New Zealand for the World Bowls team coming up, bringing back an Alia Forsyth and Shannon McElroy again. So, seasoned experience there, and people who have done well and won titles. So that mix of the new talent and recalling some of the older players, more experienced players, I think interesting to see. Of course, it's sort of always Australia that are the powerhouses you're looking to beat. you can never count out Marshall and the Scottish side.
No. Well, the Irish side's getting pretty good too, and the men especially. I don't know the women so much, but Gary Kelly and a few other guys, they go really well. So
yeah.
Will Bowles in a great spot at the moment. Yeah, we've got a lot of, as we know, a lot of more competition on the TV that we on Sky and on other streaming services that we can access.
Oh, it's great to be able to watch bowls around the world, and I've been jumping in this Facebook group lately. I think it's called Questions of Bowls, something like that. And it's fascinating watching the conversations and how there's so many similarities between the likes of us and Australia compared to, the UK and Ireland, and then so many differences as well, and how they approach the game and how their mentality and just everything works. It's so fascinating just seeing how the other side of the world play bowls. Obviously, we're so familiar with the international level players coming over to Australia and even over here now as well. Like, we've got quite a few internationals playing in the New Zealand Nationals coming up next week, and it's great to see them over here too. But just how they approach the game is so different. And a classic example is you look at the PBA and how they play on the indoor carpets over there. They play quite a drawing game, whereas the difference between grass and carpet in New Zealand and the style of play is still very similar. Not many players change their bowls to play on carpet in New Zealand, whereas in the UK you have to.
Great start, Janine. Yes, they use a much wider drawing bowls in the UK and the Northern Hemisphere, don't they? They just they don't. The New Zealand greens would be the fastest they would play on ever.
Oh yes, for sure.
By a stretch. So they certainly have to adjust when they come over here. But you see the guys that go over to the PBA finals. They're playing with bowls that they're. Great shot. What a great shot that is.
Yeah, that's a great play from Galloway.
They're playing with bowls that they've never probably played with. And I think the Tiger 2s and those sort of guys, those sort of bowls that they're playing with over there, Taylor Aces.
Yeah.
You'd bring those back here and you'd be not laughed at, but people go, what the heck are those?
Well, I mean, it's funny you say that, because a lot of the guys, particularly that play out of Invercargill and Dunedin, on their carpet greens, in their indoor stadiums, they do use the wider UK Hong Kong bowls, and that's a great shot.
Most ends would be two up,
Janine Young.
One down.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no.
Could be one to Janine still.
Hard to say.
And I know even in New Plymouth at the Paratutu Stadium, some of the more competitive winter bowlers, let's say, have a second set that they use on the carpet, just because it's that little bit slower. Yep. So that wider bias just does help you out.
Yeah.
I know Aidan Zitterstein, who plays for the Commonwealth Games, he has a set of Aero Optimas as his usually outdoor bowl, switches to a Defiance for carpets, and then he's also got the set that he's used in the Commonwealth Games when he played at Birmingham, which are an Aerosonic, which is the widest aero bowl, and I've actually used them a few times on the carpet in Paratutu as well. Very different game, very different mentality. Yeah. But again, when our New Zealand players go over there, there's nothing stopping them taking their own bowls with them, or taking New Zealand models. But I think it's just the way they play over there. I remember Dean Drummond a few years back, originally from Hawke's Bay, now over at Musgrave Hill in the Gold Coast. I think he dabbled with playing with the New Zealand bowls, but just found that because of the way everyone else is playing, you sort of have to fall into line.
Right.
And again, that level of player, if you miss a drive shot, you're going to drop a 4. There's just no margin for error over there. So you're better off to draw for second all the time than playing those aggressive sort of style. Because the professionals in the PBA are just ridiculous with their talent. They can draw on a sixpence. This is probably shaping up to be one of the tighter ends that we've had. Certainly packing them onto the jack. Lisa here, I think, is looking for a bit of position, because there's a chance that jack goes through the 2 oranges.
So Michael was about 2 feet short with his first ones. Here we're looking just to make the correction.
Yeah, well, this looks like it's got a bit more weight on it.
A bit wider though too, I think.
Looks like he just pushed it. I think he was intending to play a narrow bowl, but just pushed it out wide.
Gone to a good home
I say narrow bowl, like a searching kind of line.
Yep.
And it's really tricky now, I think, for Lisa and Mike, because they don't really want to be drawing to the head. They're in danger of tapping Mike's bowl and dropping 2 or 3.
Yeah.
What they don't want to do is create a big scoring opportunity for the opposition here.
Lisa's bowl with that front white one is, to be fair, right, probably in Mike's eye. He's going to probably face that button.
Ooh, and that probably changes it again.
It only one down. There we go. So it is one to the orange bowl of Janine Young's.
Sure, then, if you look better out here. Yeah, just draw close. Yep, close you can.
So I think the call there was for Lisa to try and rest on Mike Galloway's bowl. If you can knock it down, give yourself a chance. I think they're sort of saying, look, if it doesn't go right, we'll drop the 2. It's not the end of the world. We've got bowls to come. This is close. You see Mike got a bit of interest in it.
Lovely weight for it.
Yeah, great speed.
I mean, is there a gap between the 2 oranges? I don't think there's a gap between 2 oranges where the jack can go through.
Not at that speed.
Doesn't look like, no.
I think you'd get through there, but you'd need a little bit more force than what Lisa was playing.
Depends. I mean, again, this shot is depending on where the state of the play is in the game. I think if it was probably last or second last end, Michael will have a little crack at that, try and chip it off. As it sits, it's a pretty tough shot to get underneath that white one and do enough to sit the bowl.
And I think also for Galloway and Prideaux, there's an opportunity here where perhaps you take the risk and make it worse to give yourself a better shot or a better chance at scoring. Like, scoring now for them, I think, is very difficult. But if they sort of made the situation a little bit worse, but in doing so opened up the head to give themselves more opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's just how much risk they want to take.
That's a good angle there with just the previous camera shot was how tight that is underneath that white one to get to the blue one. To get there, that's the one.
There we go.
You couldn't. You've got to be going with quite a bit of speed to get underneath that white one to chip the bowl off. So yeah, that's a good angle. It looks more deceptive there actually. It looks like it's more of an option, but I don't. You'd have to be going a bit.
Well, I mean, there is an outside chance, and again, it's not something that is a go-to shot in Mike Galloway's game, but you could almost drive the forehand underneath the head, because if you got the orange bowl right, there's a good chance you'd get them both. And he is on that forehand side, but I don't think he'll be playing. I think he'll be looking for that tap draw.
That's not his drive stance.
No.
So he's just drawing.
It looks like he's short. Wow. I wonder now if he's gotten his own way. I think if he was looking to score, he would have been aggressive on that bowl. I think at this point now, you kind of need to take your medicine, because you can't do anything silly at this point.
Janine just saying, Mike's saying, I really don't like something.
Nah, stay here.
And again, I mean, for Janine and Mike, it's hard to improve on this.
Well, they're taking a big risk.
Exactly. I think Janine's sort of talking like, well, do we try to move that bowl out? But yeah, as you say, it comes with a lot of risks. I mean, she plays the perfect bowl here, and she's holding 3 or 4, but... And that's probably further closed up that gap for Mike.
Oh, did I spot an Alex Reid plant there? Did I spot an Alex Reid plant that they've ignored?
I mean, we've gone 10 ends without making a relevant indoor bowls reference, so, you know, why not? Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of options when you play with weight, isn't there?
Oh, he's close.
He's close. Oh. Outside edge of the shot bowl. Not quite enough to move it, though.
I think you might find this one going in the pocket.
Yeah, I would think so.
This one going in the pocket.
No, not playing it.
Yeah, not playing it. There we go.
Michael has laid the law down. You are not playing this bowl, Janine. Bring that towards me, please.
And I think more importantly for Janine and Mike, again, just another single, but closing up that gap, closing up the scoreline. I think that's what will win this game. It's not so much the score, but the ends won. Especially when it's tight like this, you win more ends, you're going to have a better chance of winning this game.
So 6-9, and we must be on end
And
11.
this
Are
is
we?
looking a little bit shorter.
Michael says
Questioning
I'm
the
that
length
far.
here.
You're more than that far up, Michael.
You're quite a bit
Michael,
further than
Michael
that.
went like 3/4 of a metre. I think you're more than that up, mate.
I think that umpire call might be for the jack here. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd have to be surely.
Yeah.
So we played 10 and 14 ends, and it is 9-6 to Mike Galloway and Lisa Prideaux.
Take a look
And
at
what are
Sue
they
Rossiter
doing?
in action. Oh, I think they're measuring the jack.
They are measuring that. They've called for the umpire. So interesting thing with this, you can't poke the umpire's measure into the ground, can you?
No,
Like
no.
a grass green.
You just got to put your foot there and
Put
hope
your
for the
big
best.
hoof. Put Michael's number 10 on there. Up she goes.
I love these new tape measures the umpires are starting to use too, so they're actually retractable.
So just for everybody's information home, it's not a bowler, 23 metres, Brendan,
23 metres.
from the front of the jack to the front of the bowl, mat to the front of the jack.
And these are these new tape measures. Look at
And
that.
it's gone back.
Straight.
Nyom. And as suggested, it was short.
It didn't look like it was much short,
No,
though, to be honest.
No. So now obviously Lisa has the option of putting the mat where she likes and throwing the jack to whatever level she wants to. If the jack goes either out, short, or in the ditch, it now goes. Then the jack goes on the 2 metre with the mat to be placed where the lead for the non-offending team wants it.
Interesting discussion. That looked like it's actually gone. Is that the centre line? No, yeah. Interesting discussion actually a while ago. We had our umpires meeting here in Auckland, and there was the question posed: when is the one time the team that won the end doesn't throw the first bowl? I can see him really. Simon's really thinking hard, and I'm probably going to get this wrong, so I'll paraphrase a little bit. But
Well, it can only be on the extreme, surely. when
well,
it's
no. So it was all to do with jack displacement. So there's a something in the laws, and I can't remember exactly what's off the top of my head, but in a situation where the jack is displaced and then incorrectly thrown, there's a little caveat in one of the laws where if a certain player displaces the jack, the other team gains the advantage by throwing the first bowl. So it was all about who holds the advantage. It's such a weird law, and it's really confusing. And we had some of the best umpires in the world sort of debate this topic, and it's the one situation. It's the sort of situation that would never ever happen.
No.
But if
Well,
it
I've never
did,
heard of it.
it would be quite unprecedented, and it was all debated by these academics of law. Alan Thornhill, who's probably regarded as one of the best in the world at the moment, wrote a very interesting article on it, and I'm sure if you look up Alan Thornhill online, you'll find that article because it was very interesting.
No, I think I prefer reading my book rather than the laws of the game.
Yeah. No, it's not the most exciting read,
No,
to be honest, but
no.
it is very important that you know and understand the laws of bowls.
Well, we won't bore the viewers with that one at the
No,
moment.
no. But just an interesting little topic.
Oh. Good end from Mike Bradshaw, and saying not a bad positive from Lisa, but another couple of points here for Lisa. Sorry, for Mike Bradshaw and Janine would make it nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's difficult having two mics, isn't it?
It's very
Like,
confusing.
seriously, could we not have two mics?
You
Anyway.
could start calling one Michael, I suppose. but
I did start calling Michael Bradshaw Michael, but anyway.
they actually both go by Michael. They
No,
both go
Mike.
by Mike.
Mike.
Yeah. They are both Michaels. See, Graham Scott there, our Bowls Auckland president, has arrived.
There's
In the background.
quite a plethora of Auckland executive members and board members here, isn't there? Alan Blick's there, I see.
Yeah, Helen Blick. We've got Robin Walker, the chairperson of the Bowls North Harbour, over the other side of the bridge. She's also made an appearance today. So
Fair bowl here, mate. That's a fair bowl.
that's a great shot
Well
from Janine. Yeah, a bit of a who's who of Bowls diplomats around today.
Isn't there? I'm sure Alex would love to be in that notoriety, would he?
Oh,
Bowls New Zealand member.
Bowls New Zealand representative, yeah. Of course, Colin Williams playing with Tessa Farley.
Bowls New Zealand member.
Yeah, well, they were very unlucky not to qualify, actually. They were playing Jerry Belcher and Adele Innocent from Takapuna.
Great club.
Yesterday afternoon. Oh, it's an all right club.
Just
it's an all right club. And yeah, so they were very unfortunate. It was a very close game, and I believe they dropped about 7 shots in the last 4 ends, and it sort of blew out the scoreboard a little bit. But and then Jerry and Adele, that's the one, fell short in the playoff round last night to not make the 16. But
right.
Some very big games out at Howick yesterday. Some pretty tough sections.
Looks like in the second chance flight game, the Nathan sister and brother have
washed out.
No good.
Yeah, 12 ends. Yeah, no, only 12 for the second chances.
Second chances. First losers.
That's the one.
So Michael was wide there. That's quite. Well, look, he's had one bowl narrow by about a foot and a half, one bowl wide by a foot and a half. So,
but again, it's one of these heads though where they're currently 4 down, but they've got very good position. So it's just going to take one good bowl to make something happen.
Well, there's plenty to rest on if you happen to get it right.
And that's actually come to a good spot for Janine as well. You probably didn't want to draw a 5th shot in that situation.
Would have thought he's changing his hand to the backhand, surely. I mean, you got more chance of sitting there. As Dan rightly says, 4 shots to the young Bradshaw. Wouldn't hear that too often, Mike. Young Bradshaw. Combination.
Now, are we right that Mike's not supposed to be walking up to the head here?
Correct.
Even though he asked the umpire earlier in the game.
Is he? Well, he's obviously. Is this? He's not a skip bowl, is he?
No, he's not a skip bowl.
No, so he's naughty there.
Tut.
I think the parts. Looks like the parts of abandoned ship as well. Colin Williams and Tess Farley walk past.
Oh, they haven't got their bowls in tow. It looks like a lunch bag, so they could be hanging on. We'll see if we can get some confirmation on that one.
Mike Galloway on the.
This is going to be a drive.
So this is a bit more swingy action. So this is a bit more weight from Mike Galloway. Plenty to rest on here and plenty to hit. On the way.
I think the cameraman was expecting it a bit quicker than that, but he's got the result. He's going to kill it.
You'd be guaranteed they're going to be going back up to where they came from.
Yeah, definitely.
I would be absolutely surprised if they're not going back up, because they've just played an inning where they've got 4 shots within 2 feet. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
Mike Bradshaw would be. Well, who wasn't even on the rink? It was wanting to probably just gusted. No. So start again. Start the 11th end again. How's the time looking on the?
So we started at 11:15. We've got 2.5 hours.
Okay,
so what's that? 1:45.
So we've got 1 hour 7 minutes to go.
Oh, is that counting down? Is it?
No, counting up. That's counting up.
No, that's the time.
That's the no.
That is that time. It's 1:07.
Oh, is it?
So 38 minutes to go.
38 minutes to go. All right, thank you, Dan. All done.
We got there in the end.
We had about 3 goes at it, but anyway, yes, we did. So 38 minutes to go. It's about 10 minutes an end, is it, for fours?
Yeah, I sort of work on the theory of about 10 an end. So can confirm the Pirates did win their game. They actually beat the Nathans 20-7. So that was quite a big win.
Bit of a spanking.
Yeah, so they'll go through to the final of the second chances. And I've just been handed a bit of paper for the rink results, so I'll just organise them slightly and we'll read them out for you as well. What's Mike doing? Looking a bit lost.
Oh, look, seeing with the jacks up again now.
Oh, they've thrown the jack up.
I tell you what, you could set up a vape shop outside here and you make a fortune.
Alrighty, so on rink 1 we have Philip and Colleen from Mairangi Bay playing Janine and Billy on the composite side. Janine and Billy holding the lead now, 13-10 after 12 played. On rink 3, Clara and Brett from Carlton playing Carolyn and Colin from New Lynn. 13-8 in favour of the Carlton Cornwall side. And on rink 5, Wendy and Lee playing Fleur and Sitivini. Wendy and Lee leading 11-6 after 12. So Only a few ends left.
They're all pretty tight though,
Now,
aren't they?
but they're fairly close games.
No big margins there, so
No one's really breaking out.
time for hydration from Mike. We're having a, I don't know what we're doing here. What's happening? Are we having a pause? Unsure.
I'm not quite sure.
I've got no idea what's going on. Dan, what's going on? Can you, Cameron, tell us what's going on?
I was reading out the scores. I wasn't watching the
Well,
action.
there's one bulb's gone. Oh, I think at least it might be in the wee room.
Could be a bathroom.
Could be a comfort stop, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because her bulb's on the mount. I did see you walk past. Well, actually,
Yeah.
no, not walk. Briskly trot past before. So maybe the comfort stop was required.
I don't know if you'd quite call it a nervous one. It's
No,
sort of-
definitely not. But pretty good. So we can't quite see. The cameras are quite far.
Oh, well, we might as well take this opportunity to have a bit of a plug to our sponsors, eh? So
Yes.
Jarden, our main sponsor for this event. So leading investment advisory firm, connecting people, insights and capital to deliver exponential outcomes. So Jarden's been on board with Bowls Auckland for a couple of years now. Very valued sponsor to our team. As well as Hunter Bowls, who's one of our other partners in apparel and obviously all your bowling goods. So go and check out Bryce and the team there at Hunter Bowls if you're looking for any of your bowling equipment. New bowls, shirts, bags, the whole lot. Lisa back now from a little break and played a fairly handy bowl.
Oh,
Yeah. And a pretty great reply there from Mike as well. Just finishing jack level.
So still in anybody's game. Say 4 inches to go. And we think about 37 minutes to go, do we?
Yeah, somewhere like that. 47, sorry.
47
47.
minutes. Okay, so we're working on maybe 10 minutes and in ballpark. So any more kills, they might be, especially if they're late in the end kill, might result in not quite getting their 14 ends in.
33 minutes to go now. We'll get there eventually.
We will. Righto, so the swap over. Janine's turn to play her 4 bowls. A little bit shy.
Just quite getting there, a couple of feet.
So the Galloway Prideaux team have got all the bowls over the head so far. So which is always a thing you want to be aware of, especially any game of fours. With your first four bowls, you need at least one bowl over the head.
And
So
I guess that's kind of been the subtle difference or advantage, I
Yeah.
suppose. Janine and Mike Bradshaw have perhaps had a couple of bowls, as we see here, that have just put up a couple of feet short. Janine's had a couple of loose ones. I think Mike Bradshaw's played a couple of loose ones as well. Whereas the less effective bowls from Galloway and Lisa have been jack high,
Yeah.
creating this,
Yeah.
allowing them to have scoring opportunities.
as a skip in the fours, you really need at least one of your bowls over the head, and it doesn't matter how far back. To be fair, it's just got to be over the head, so you've actually got the confidence if you have to play a shot, an anger, that you have got something over the head that you haven't got. So the
Kiss.
the bowl with Janine's is jack level,
Mm.
but still everything over the heads is the Galloway Prideaux team.
Yeah, and it's interesting now because Mike's calling Janine on that same hand.
Yes. I'd be going forehand.
Yeah, I'd be going forehand.
Yeah, it's sitting that. I know this is the hand she's been playing, but we've got to at some stage, bite the bullet and go. Okay, no, we need one over the head on this side.
Yeah, and that's kind of the danger. Yes, she
Yeah.
could have wicked on the inside and scored a good bowl, but the other chance is you cut your green and you end up getting caught in those short two. It didn't really feel like the percentage shot to me.
So even now, I think you'd be looking at forehand, giving yourself something over the head. I mean, you could draw the shot in the forehand, but you want to be aiming at that back white bowl, personally. Michael's again. Said, no, we're in there. I suppose if you sit the bowl, you're a chance, and if you grab the jack, you just need to make sure you got that good weight. Any reaction? No reaction so far from Michael. Well, that's one of Bradshaw's, but still, that's all almost blocked that hand now for Michael to be attacking to. So.
That last ball's full shot. The last ball's full shot, eh? That's right.
So I think they're going to be just Mike Galloway's going to be aware of the fact that all the 3 bowls in the front are the oppositions. So he's got to either navigate through a channel or go round to get his bowl over past the head. So he's got Janine's bowl inside outside. So
yeah, I mean, the worst result is he turns over this orange bowl, isn't it?
So he's got the right port. And
he's played that
shot.
very well.
Exactly. So here's this scenario with obviously Mike Bradshaw. He's got nothing over the head.
Yeah, they're in a lot of trouble here now.
He's I mean, pretty much he's got the old solo jack alone in the ditch, really. Yeah, bowl or jack, really.
Yeah, and I mean the problem they face is if Mike was to draw a shot, Lisa can easily afford to attack, and even if Lisa was to lose 2 or 3 of their bowls, they're still in a good position to score.
Yeah. So I suggest Mike Bradshaw will not be shy here. Just depends how shy. So is it either ditch weight or is it drive?
I don't know. I think the better percentage shot is to arrive with a yard or 2 away, because if he sits something, he's going to at least be second or third. He's going to improve the count first.
He's going back in anyway.
Yeah, I think if he goes full speed and misses, he's not doing himself any favours.
Wow. That surprised me.
Yeah, it's just over a draw. I thought maybe a little bit heavier than that, but
it really surprised me. He's got half a nothing. That was a nothing shot, really.
Quite a great result here. So I think they're probably holding 4 here.
He should have gone with his first one, then he missed the recovery second. He's still, look, he's 4 down. He's got plenty to land on. And
in moving those short bowls, he's actually opened up the port quite a lot for Lisa to come in now and further improve their count. So he finds himself in a lot of trouble playing his last bowl. Again, Lisa's diving to the back, breaks under that bowl. She's good in the count again. Oh, might have just run on. Definitely run on.
Real tricky now.
Yeah, pressure's on here.
We've gone plenty.
Sorry?
3 and a measure.
Yeah, 3 and a measure.
So I think he's got to be. This looks to be a bit more, doesn't it? No? Yep.
Yeah, well, took 2 out.
Yep. Hard to tell with angle. It must be just
I think he
2.
really should have been doing that with his first bowl, I think.
Yep, quite right.
Give himself a chance to draw something. Because looking at that head now, he's got a good chance to draw a shot. But yeah, had he done it the first one, given himself more chance. Especially with Lisa 1 ball to follow.
So Lisa can nail this one. Gives him the 3. Would be 12-6 with
3 to go.
3 to go.
I mean, again, good opportunity there for Lisa to be a bit risky on the backhand, move that jack, hold another 4 or 5, but just opting to draw.
Might have missed out there. Yeah.
Not going to do any damage.
So pretty much a happy 2 down, to be fair, for the Bradshaw-Young combination, because that could have been a lot worse. They've had Galloway and Prideaux have had the opportunities to get the big numbers in the game. Neville Hill's just come past. Just tell Mr. Mike Birch needs a bit of coaching, Neville. Neville's gone now, beyond coaching. Righto. So that's a bit more of a gap. So we've got 11-6 now. Again, some must have moved. So in 12. So 12, 13, 14, 3 to go. So two and in is not beyond the realms in a game of fours. So definitely not beyond the Bradshaw Young combinations grasp. They wouldn't want to drop an in here though.
No, I think that you've got to win the next couple of ends.
That's a great start from Mike Galloway.
Definitely got to win the next or the remaining 3 ends. I think for Janine and Mike. Not sort of. You don't want to be chasing 5s and 6s going into the last 2 ends, but certainly, break it down into sort of a 2-2-2 situation.
Yep.
Win the game 12-11. Pretty good result.
See, this is what they've needed for in the past few ends, is one bowl over the head for early.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a long way over, but it's over.
And I think, and again, like Mike's first bowl there has given Janine the position where she sort of has to be past the head.
Yeah.
Didn't have to be an amazing bowl from Janine, but definitely anything but short. And this is where we'll see Mike now start to pile the pressure on. Another very nice bowl breaking in. Yeah, put 2 inside that, he says.
Definitely wider than the first one.
Yeah, probably not quite the weight she was looking for either. It's just going to pull up.
Yeah, is that in either? Of course it is.
Yeah, it's the white lines you're looking at.
Yep.
The boundary rings.
I think the looks at the Warburton Jensen combination is finished, so that would have been a win to them. They were quite considerably up.
Yeah, there were a few shots in the lead. I haven't had the scorecard slipped across my desk yet, but can only assume that it's been a positive result for them.
Yes, Lee Warburton has walked past with a big Cheshire grin on his face, so that's a positive.
We'll play here, Lisa. Great ball.
Beautiful bowl from Lisa Bideau. Bang on. Fair F from Mike Bradshaw. Very good.
Yeah, out against that.
So Lisa just down the same channel. Mike Galloway's saying, play it again, Sam.
Played this very, very well.
Liking it again.
Very good ball.
Probably only, it's only one down there, but one hurts, unfortunate stage. Any shot against them is going to hurt the. Well, Mike had an early ping there, as I thought he might do, just to change things up. But he might go again with his next one too. So if he can push through that blue-white split in the front, I would think he would. He'd have to go again. I think he's probably sort of resigned the fact that they're not going to outdraw that one, so they're going to have to change things up. So good option, I think, for Mike, because he probably is going to be him that's going to be the driving. He probably doesn't want to have Janine driving, so I think he'll be through that white-blue bowl split in the front, I'd imagine, again.
Yeah, well played.
I'm not sure Michael should be coming and have a look at the head again, but anyway, it's obviously the umpire's not watching.
Yeah, no, she's obviously busy down attending to other things.
Yep. So yeah, he's got to be right through that front split and trying to change things. So any score is no good to them. So against them, so pushing right through there, I'd imagine. No. or not. He's obviously playing a bit more delicate weight.
Well, I tell you what, he's not
We
played too
slide.
bad a bowl here.
But
Just run through.
Yeah, I think realistically, for the team perspective, he doesn't want Janine. Janine's not a driver, so he needs to be doing the driving himself and changing that front split anyway. If we can get through that front split in the front, you can almost get all three, or definitely get two and maybe kill it.
I do tend to agree.
I mean, if he drops one, drops four, doesn't really matter at this stage, I wouldn't think. Yep. Oh,
Made contact with the front, but didn't quite get the
desired result.
desired result.
A resigned smirk from Mike Bradshaw there, I think. Slight colour coordination issue today, apparently. They, I was talking to them beforehand, and they discussed that they wear black shorts or skorts on yesterday and white today, and Lisa obviously forgot her own memo, so she's got the black scored on rather than the white scored on. Here we go. We have a card from the lovely young Roz, which gives us a result that we thought we.
Oh yeah, so that's the Wendy Jensen game with Lee Warburton playing the Blockhouse Bay crew. 13-7 the final score there. So Wendy and Lee will progress through to the semi-finals, and they'll be facing the winner of this match.
Great shot, Mike Galloway. So probably Janine is down the forehand, trying to just touch that bowl, trying to draw
You've
it.
got to crash those balls.
Yeah.
Right? Flip them.
Again, not looking to score with this bowl, but creating an opportunity so that they can do so with the following bowl.
Well, I mean, realistically, the bowls, it must be almost touching the jack. So I mean, she doesn't. I don't know where she needs to crash
That's
them.
probably a bit more weight than I
me too.
sort of thought.
Whose bowl was that going backwards?
I think everybody's went backwards there, but teams from both sides. Well, I mean, no, to be fair, I mean,
That's
it's
Mike Galloway's
Mike out to
outside
the
there,
left,
so-
but if they can get the jack out to the right somehow, Janine and Mike Bradshaw do have all the back bowls.
Right here. Right here.
That's Mike Galloway's too.
Yeah, Mike Galloway's by Lisa's foot,
Yeah.
but out to the right-hand side of the centre line is all
Yes.
Bradshaw and Janine Young. Getting the kitty there, though, will be very difficult.
Got to crash those two balls.
Yeah, and it's a must score here because I think they're holding two, which would be the game.
See, Mike,
Oh no, sorry, it's the 12th. No, sorry,
Mike-
this is the 12th. They
yeah,
haven't played 12.
Mike
Sorry,
Bridges saying you got to crash those bowls up. I mean, you have more of a chance, as you said.
yeah,
Brendan,
playing the jack,
playing the jack, just trying to chip the jack around the corner. Narrow.
Yeah, wrong hand too,
Yeah.
I think.
Yes, she had more chances, say, chipping the jack around the corner.
Yeah.
So that makes it very awkward. 13-6 with 2 ends to go, so 7-shot difference, 2 ends to go. The folded arms tells you the story.
It's starting to look like a bit of a climb now.
Yeah, you really need to get a minimum 4 here if you're the Mike Bradshaw, Janine Young team.
Over on rink 1, Janine Brown, Billy Thornton leading 13-11 over Philip Chisholm and Colleen Rice. On rink 3, it's the Clara Bowman and Brett Christie side from Carlton Cornwall leading 15-8 over Carolyn and Colin from New Lynn. And as I mentioned before, Wendy Jensen and Lee Warburton have won their quarterfinal match already.
So our next TV game will be the winner of the top 2, I imagine, was it?
Yeah, so the winner of that Carlton, New Lynn and the Mairangi Bay and the composite side, they're playing sort of only out of Henderson, I suppose. So looking like it'll be, actually it's quite close on ring 1 there, but it's looking like we'll see the Cornwall side topple over the Newland side with only one end left to go in that game. The Newland side needed 7 on this last end. Great bowl there from Mike Bradshaw.
There's one of your 4 for this end, Michael.
Yeah, they're probably really they are needing a 4 here, aren't they?
4 minimum, I think.
And then definitely if Lisa and Mike Galloway score, it will be the game. I don't know what that was, but it certainly was loud.
And that wasn't us either, just so you know.
I'm hoping someone dropped a bowl and they haven't fallen down, because that's a lot of paperwork that somebody has to do if someone's fallen over.
It's in the right direction again.
Yeah, another really nice bowl there from Mike.
No, it's 2 starter.
Of course, if you wanted to see the results from the weekend, and including yesterday's, you can head to the Bowls Auckland website or Facebook page. We have links up to the Bowls Hub portal, and you'll be able to see results for every game of this event. And we've had word from Howick Bowling Club that the consolation has been cancelled, but they did complete a minimum of 2 games to constitute the tournament, as were the adjusted conditions of play, given that the weather forecast wasn't ideal. So we have Les Smith, our CTO, over there running that for us, and once we have all those results finalised, perhaps during the next game, we'll bring you the results of who's won that. So basically a 2-game shootout there, highest points for the win, and a little bit of prize money on offer for them as well. So when we get those results through from Howick Bowling Club, we will share them with you, as well as on our Facebook page as well.
Alrighty, Mike, it looks a bit tight this time. Oh no, it's holding up.
He's coming in well. Lisa likes it. Just needs to get under his own.
It's actually wide.
Yeah, sort of just didn't want to turn, did it? Bit of an interesting one.
So Janine's really got to make this one count. He should give it a bit of a chance there. She has been going pretty good down this backhand side, most ends this way, so looks to be a better line.
And I might be wrong, but I feel like Janine's kind of played backhand around the clock.
Might have done too.
Sort of feel like she's coming the other way. She's played primarily backhand, which is not a bad thing, you know. If it works for you, you stick with it.
Mm-hmm. It's not how, it's how many.
Exactly.
So Mike surely would have tightened this up a little bit now.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to put a bit more pace on it too, but he's just pinched it.
Mm. So Janine just again draws to Mike's 2 bowls, and there's your 4, sitting down there.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, she's not far off counting with their other one.
Exactly. Hers turned quite a bit. It's a good line for hers. Gets inside that. Oh, unlucky. Normally we say that's a good bowl in the back, but at this stage, it's great to have back bowls, but I mean, you need to score, so you need to score numbers. So.
Oh yeah, you've definitely at this point in the game, when you're chasing a total, you've got to be piling them into the head and just hoping for the best.
You say you're sacrificing your position bowls to hopefully getting shot bowls.
Yeah, it looks like he's just pinched his line again, but he could get a result from Lisa's front bowl, which it looks like he's done. Potentially second shot there. Still think the bowl on the right of screen as we see it is the shot.
Mm-hmm.
So sticking with the backhand, needing to plug one in that gap. turns her own up and over, but not enough.
You know, bad though. She's got to give Mike a chance. You know, that bowl, that white bowl there's flat. She's got chances through the gap. You know, the bowl, the yellow. Oh, the yellow. Where's the yellow one, Simon? The orange bowl onto the white bowl was a chance. Even the very front orange one. So, look, he's not short of opportunities here, I don't think. She's looking at her watch.
Yeah, he needs. It's interesting from Mike Bradshaw. He needs to sort of play with weight onto his own team's bowls, but be fortunate enough to peel out Lisa's bowl that's sitting in the head.
Well, it's actually sitting at a good enough angle that it's an opportunity.
It's a very low percentage shot. 10 minutes left on the clock. We hear from our director Dan.
So does it mean, as the rules go, as long as the end is started, that's away? And then if it's cold, the end must be completed.
No, so there's a little bit of a tweak there.
Is
so
there?
you can throw, basically, in short, you can throw one jack after the bell. So if you're playing an end and the time limit expires, you can throw a jack. But any jack or any end that starts after the time limit will be replaced on the 2 metre mark. So
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
So certainly before the time limit, they can kill and replay as much as they like.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as the time limit goes, they throw the jack, and then that's it. That's the last end of the game.
Oh, Michael's played
And
a
Mike's
snorter.
just played an absolute screamer.
Absolute
That's
snorter, 4 and
potentially 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, absolute snorter.
Yeah, 4
4
down
down,
was
yeah.
the call there
Wow.
from Mike Galloway. I mean, I guess the good thing here is that Lisa's got plenty of opportunities. She just needs to arrive with weight and hit something.
I don't know. I don't know that Lisa. Don't know if Lisa's going to know whether she's got to drive.
She doesn't need to drive, you know.
But
Even if she
a
plays,
forceful shot, but I mean, is she
Yeah.
comfortable with that sort of shot?
oh, I think she is. Just arriving onto those bowls is going to
Yeah.
give her, you know, even if she drew or just arrived onto the
Arroved.
head,
Arroved.
arrived onto the head,
Beautiful.
and was to hold third shot, it would be a really good result to cut that count down. It looks like she's gesturing towards the forehand, maybe.
I find these shots on a carpet are the harder shots. These 2 metre, 3 metre shots through.
Yeah, I mean, to be
Trying to
fair,
find your line.
if it was me, I'd be smacking it full
Yeah.
speed.
Me too.
And then hide my head in shame and embarrassment when I missed the entire head.
Well, there's a big head to miss.
Oh, she's dropped the cloth. She's getting serious.
So that's a
Backhand.
right. It's a backhand. Yep.
I don't think we're going to see big weight. I think it's going to be sort of 3 or 4 yards through the head. Oh, no, more than I was expecting. Boy, that's a really rough one from Lisa. Well, game on.
Righto. Michael Bradshaw can chance that we think maybe draw or the 5th or 6th run.
Oh,
Wasn't me, Michael.
was he eyeing down the cameraman there?
So I don't know if he was on down something. Not happy.
Resets. Looked like he came up a bit quick on that one, actually. I think he's going to find himself short here. Oh, I tell you what, he's
shy.
just going to pull up short.
Maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
the suggestion was that they were holding 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it does look like it is just 4, I think. Oh no, chuck a tape measure on it.
Yeah. Deception.
Well, suddenly, off the back, 4. Yeah.
4.
Off the back of that, it's anyone's game.
So last end.
Thumbs up from Mike here. Mike Bradshaw through the window here as he refills up his water glass.
Only 3 the diff, which we. I mean, it's good to have an end where it could be decided rather than having sort of needing a 7 or an 8.
And I mean, a draw comes into play, of
Well, it
course,
does,
as well.
indeed.
You know, being post-section, we have an extra end. How
So-
many times did Alex Reid call for an extra end during the Twilight Bowls and never got one? Wouldn't it be great if we got one here in the first game?
Well, wouldn't worry me.
I'll be sure to rub that into him.
You sure? Righto, reasonably long end here from Janine. As you say, Brendan, backhand, so around the clock.
Yeah. And I think, and just from my experience playing, I think the backhand is the nicer drawing side, particularly coming towards towards the stands.
That's on the 2 metre. That's the longest.
No, not quite on the 2 metre.
Pretty close.
Certainly looks like one of the longer ends we've played, though.
Certainly does.
Just waiting. Looks like the handshakes in the background, so the results from the other quarter-final games shouldn't be too far away.
So, semi-finals, Brendan, time limit?
Yeah, so semi-finals time limit, and then it's no time limit for the final. Well, it's a 3-hour time limit, but let's be honest, we haven't had too many games go to time this weekend, so it's sort of effectively a no time limit situation. And to be fair, the time limit's pretty generous. You've got to be killing it sort of 4 or 5 times before you start to, bring time into it. Yeah.
Well, these guys have had two late kills, haven't they? Late in the game, the end kills. So, then they've still got to get their full complement in.
We certainly had some players yesterday during section play that perhaps were a bit slower, more so in mobility rather than play.
Right.
That sort of struggled to get through, or were getting close to running out of time. But I think, as far as I'm aware, there's only one game that never actually finished.
Okay.
Bit of a conference, not confrontation, conference.
Umpire Sue Ross is bringing in the cards for the remainder of the games.
Yep. So Bart Robinson and
Leanne Paulson.
Yeah, Leanne Paulson have won their second chance game, so they'll go on to play the Pirates. Colin Williams and Tessa Farley in the second chance final. And we have Brown and Fulton, the Carlton side, 13-12 in the end. So very close game there over Chisholm and Rice. And then Bowman and Christie, 15-10 over the Newland side of Colin and Carolyn. So we'll see those guys play off on TV in the next round. As we see, not the greatest of starts from Mike Bradshaw and Janine Young when they're chasing 3 points.
Yeah, not where you need to be.
Or
exactly.
3 or 4 points. Rain starting to come down hard again, and Mike didn't like that one at all. Went for something a bit aggressive and didn't pay off.
Yeah, we probably see that kind of head that you can do huge amount with. You get a 3.
Yeah, and I guess at this stage too, they're probably looking for that reset.
Yep, exactly.
As we are coming up, I think we've got 3 minutes left on the clock, I want to say. Or 2 and a bit.
Yeah, no, definitely going to have to give that the biff. Yep, going again, Michael.
Seems to be watching it a bit more. Oh, he's got a result. The jack's still in play, though.
Is that a toucher?
I don't think that one's a toucher. No, he hasn't picked it. Oh, no, he has, yeah. So the jack remains in play.
That's right here.
The flags there, of course, on the rink markers.
Flags. Oh, that's very cunning plan.
Teardrop banners, I don't know, whatever you call them.
So 2 down, he said. So that makes life interesting from here.
So I guess those are the 2 bowls you see in the middle of the screen.
I guess so.
Plenty of room here for a player of Lisa's standard. And early applaud there from the crowd. Yeah, that'll be the shot. Well done, Lisa Prideaux. So pressure back on now again. Mike Bradshaw. Still 4 bowls to come, so I think they'll be looking to draw at this stage. Certainly sort of nothing particularly close. Sorry, 3 bowls to come. Yeah, that's not a bad effort. Metre and a half. Still looks as though Lisa's holding shot.
So that's going to be awkward for Janine to sit 2 of those off. She's got to sit and stay with the first one, then draw the shot with the third one.
Yeah.
And you got to hope that Mike Galloway doesn't get one within a metre and a half.
He doesn't put one inside it.
So
yeah, definitely.
It's slightly your chance of winning lotto pretty high.
Definitely a sit and stay type situation,
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
And then, as you say, draw that last one and hope for the best.
So Lee Warburton looking over his shoulder, looking to see who he plays next in the semi-final.
Spectators there on the Bowls Hub website looking at all the results. Keeping up to date.
She's got to wait to do her damage.
I don't think she's here.
She might be here, but she needs to wait to do some damage, though, doesn't she, really?
Well, she's probably drawn the shot.
Yeah,
Definitely
okay,
drawn the
alright.
shot. So, yeah, interesting.
She still has to get this bowl of Mike Bratches in the count, doesn't she?
Yeah, I mean, you'd really expect Mike Galloway to put something close here, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Silky smooth action.
Yeah, looks to be on a pretty good line. He'll just drop back in off that boundary rink.
You reckon?
All on his speed.
Yeah.
Oh, he's played an absolute screamer. It's very well done.
Yeah, that's where you had to make an attack with the first one.
Very difficult now to try and score 3 to win the Jacks in the ditch.
Yeah, no,
I think it's almost shake hands at that point, to be honest.
put you
There's
between your legs. and
no
push
touches in
right.
play.
Nope. Oh, so the other semi-final will be between Mike Galloway and Lisa Bordeaux. Will play Wendy Jensen and Lee Warburton. That will not be, unfortunately, the TV rink.
Yeah,
And the
it
semi?
won't be, but we will see
We'll see one of those teams
one of them
in the
again
final.
in the final.
So well done. Look, a good effort from the Bradshaw Young combination. They stuck in there, so just a couple of ends just went pear-shaped for them early. But thank you very much for watching and listening, folks, and we will be back soon for the semi-final. Cheers and goodbye.